we've got you covered. Talk to your neighbors. Chances are we've worked on their home. They'll tell you all about their 5-star experience with all 4 seasons. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape, and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Here today with Evan Ward from Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know you've been quite busy in the office these days. So let's talk about some of the things folks are calling you most about here lately.
Well, Kevin, the biggest thing people are really talking about right now is retirement. And I look at retirement as a journey, not a destination. The goal of almost everybody out there is to grow and preserve a tax-efficient portfolio so they can actually enjoy their retirement. And that's why I partnered with Market Guard. I get a lot of the same questions. Evan, when do I sell? When do I hold? And if I sold, when do I get back into the market? In my opinion, that's market timing. And in my experience, market timing, it can be quite confusing. And we have to look at it and allow the math to do the work.
Everybody has a different appetite for risk. So where does Market Guard fit in?
Well, if you want asset preservation and you don't want it to go down due to market volatility, we have portfolios that are designed for this. But if you want to participate in those larger markets, Market Guard can also offer more stock and aggressive portfolios for those that are looking for that kind of strategy. And here's what I propose for our listeners today. For the next 10 callers, we're going to do a Market Guard portfolio comparison, side by side with what you're currently doing, and we'll show you how your 401k and other investments are doing. And we'll make recommendations, and then you can see the difference between Market Guard and what it can do for your portfolio. After that, you decide if you want us to do a complete retirement plan. So give us a call today at 678-736-7799 and ask for your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison.
Again, call Evan Ward with Atlas Retirement. That number, folks, 678-736-7799. And you can pick up your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
In a time when everything feels political, one place must rise above it all: the courtroom, where the law rules and integrity matters. In 2020, Georgians came together, electing a justice who believes in protecting our courts.
I'm Georgia Supreme Court Justice Sarah Warren, and here's what I believe. I believe in the rule of law, the separation of powers, and a judge's limited role to interpret the law as written. I believe in a nonpartisan judiciary, impartial judges who don't advocate for political positions or outcomes. I believe in deciding cases without bias or favor, treating everyone with dignity and respect. As a justice on your Supreme Court, I've upheld these values. With your support, we'll maintain the integrity of our courts.
Vote to re-elect Justice Sarah Warren. Vote early starting April 27th or on Election Day, May 19th. Paid for by Georgians for Justice Warren, Inc.
A little Willie Nelson for you. Look out. I was just thinking, I'd love to hear one judge ad sometime saying, "I'm for equal rights for everything, but I don't like you Irish people." Or, just, I don't know. Look out. It's only me. Pete Davis is back. Flounders here. Jeff's on the board. And here's Willie Nelson. And when he was stuck at home during the COVID China kill virus days in 2020, on this very day, Willie Nelson started the stage what he called the Come and Toke It live stream in reference to 420. April 20th is 420, the unofficial weed holiday. It supports efforts to legalize marijuana and free those in jail for it. Willie Nelson's guests this day in 2020, included Ziggy Marley, Casey Musgraves, Billy Ray Cyrus, and Toby Keith. Casey Musgraves. Isn't she a hottie of some kind? Or maybe she has a really cool song I like, I think. I don't know. Anyway, hold everything. Pete's alive. Everything's alive. In fact, phone calls take priority. Here's Julie. Hey, Julie, you're on the radio. How you doing? What's up?
Hi, guys. I'm sure glad Pete's back, but I hope he doesn't overdo it today. But he loves to read, and I don't know if he got a chance to read.
Yeah.
Or if he felt like reading.
If he got a chance to read. By the way, he can overdo it. He can overdo the hell out of it. Let's not, anyway. I'm sorry, Pete, Dave. She's asking about your reading habits.
I didn't get much chance to do all the plans. I was going to have 2 weeks to paint and just chill out and relax, and all that went out the window.
Yeah.
I went to the ICU.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're back. I know everybody's glad you're back, but the guys did a great job. So
well, we covered, but we didn't. Yeah, well, it's better. It's better with with the whole boat here for sure. Well, thank you, Julie.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling, Julie. You're very sweet. You have a great day. 320. That's our friend.
You know what?
Yeah.
We have fun with Arthur Blank on this show.
Yes, we do.
The owner of the United Falcon stuff like.
Yeah.
He has a facility he just opened up last year or two, right next door to Piedmont Hospital downtown.
Really?
It's called the Arthur and Blank Family Residence Center. And I'm telling you, this is a top-notch facility. If you have someone who's staying there like I was for a week or so, and you're from out of town and need a place, because there's no hotels around you can walk there to, right?
Yeah.
And it's right next door, basically, and it's top-notch. I mean, for families, or if you need a place to stay, I mean, they have a place where you can grill on the top floor. Piano you can play. There's a library. It's all built for families. The parking's right there. The security's right there. I'm telling you, the Arthur and Blank Family Residence Center is right next door. That is he has built a top-notch place that you feel safe.
Is it part of Piedmont?
It's kind of Piedmont and the Shepherd Spinal Center. So it's kind of for both, but it's like a block away.
Yeah.
So you're right there, and you feel safe that your relatives can go there, and you don't have to worry about them.
So are these rental suites?
Or do you get to spend a lot of it's kind of like you pay for like a hotel, but it's not outrageous.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's right there.
For what you're getting, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
It's right there. And I'm telling you, having someone there that you know is there is a world of difference. That can be there, if not in your room, that you know is right next door. Because there are times you wake up and you think there's nobody here, and it's just a big difference. And really, there were people there, but you can't see them.
Yeah.
They're in the corner of the room, or they're being quiet or something. And you wake up and you go, "There's nobody here but me."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm familiar with
Every night you wake up.
Yeah, for many years.
Nobody here but me.
Hello? That's why I go home every night and say, honey, I'm home. It's an empty stairwell just to remind myself I don't feel bad in the morning. That's right. When I get some cash together, I'm going to get me a weekend woman. I keep saying.
Or a cat.
Or a cat. Have you seen my cat videos? Oh, you don't go to my Facebook page.
I just saw on your Facebook the cat kind of
I'll tell you, there's a cat. I mean, this is stupid. And we're talking about Pete and coming back and everything else. But on weekends I go to the stable, and every Saturday and Sunday morning for an hour and a half or a couple of whatever. And there's a couple of barn cats up there. The three of them actually still around, and two of them are female, and one of them in particular just she sees me. I mean, I'll be standing there taking videos of the horses, and I'll feel something on my ankle, and it's her. So, I mean, she follows me around. I mean, it's the damnedest thing. And I just have more fun, and she loves to rub in the dirt. I mean, it's just, I just love animals, and she makes me feel better. And so, and I'm getting an awful lot of cat videos, and I'm putting them on my Facebook and YouTube page anyway. So that's my love life. Every weekend I have a little special feel the love of the little four-legged furry creatures. Anyway, well, Pete's back, and that's good. And Flounder's here, and Jeff's on the board. And
also, real quick, Pete, I got a text from Victor, who's a fill-in guy for us now.
Our Victor, yeah.
And he said, I haven't met Pete yet, but please let him know it's great to hear him on air again, and I hope he's doing well.
Excellent. And Victor's, by the way, a fast car guy.
Thank you, Victor.
And he would love your Porsche.
Ah, what's he got?
I think he has a Viper. Am I allowed to say that? I don't want to identify him in traffic or anything, but I believe. And in fact, I'm mentioning, I used to represent a guy who who rented exotic sports cars for renting as opposed to rental car. And I represented him as a client, and so he gave me a Lamborghini for the weekend once. Scared the crap out of me because I couldn't see out of it, and it felt like I was in a cage. I mean, it was really scared the crap out of me. And he also gave me a Viper to drive for like one day, an overnight Saturday Viper trip or something. And that thing was cool, It was a fun, great little
Dodge
sports
Viper.
car. Yeah. And I think I heard rumors they're going to bring them back. I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway. All right, listen, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Pete's back, and Jeff is here, and our number is 404-741-1230. I do have a birthday. And in fact, I'm having a fun memory about a thing here, too. Clint Howard's birthday. Clint Howard is 67. He is Ron Howard's brother. And you may remember Clint Howard, who's 67, as the little kid on Gentle Ben, the TV series from the 60s. He was also one of those scary bayou rednecks in The Water Boy. He did bit parts on Apollo 13 because Ron directed his brother. And he was also in the movie Night Shift. I think that's a great movie, and I don't know why it hasn't been replayed on TV for it must have been at least 20 years ago, Night Shift with Henry Fonzie Winkler and Diane from Cheers, and what's his name, Keaton for the. It was just
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, yeah. A movie called Night Shift about the coroner. It's just a really funny movie, really well done, funny movie out there. Anyway, Clint Howard, the 67 years old here today. The thing. And speaking of medicine, Pete Davis, this is the day in 1862 that Louis Pasteur completes the first test of his method of preserving foods. This is a little goofy, a little icky, but here's the story. Louis Pasteur opened a jar of dog's blood and urine, which had been sealed since March 3rd. Again, this is April 20th. It showed no signs of decay. Pasteur would later patent his process to fight the diseases of wine. That's what he was looking for, to fight what happens to wine when it goes bad. It also applied to beer and milk. Although the process of heating wine for preservation purposes had been known in China for hundreds of years, Pasteur determined the spoilage of beverages was caused by the growth of microorganisms. His process heated liquids to a temperature between 60 and 100 centigrade. That killed the bacteria and mold present within them. In fact, we just talked about pasteurized milk the other day with, I forgot who it was who didn't remember. As a kid, we used to get the milkman delivered in the milk buckets on the porch.
Yeah, the glass jugs.
And the original milk came either pasteurized or homogenized. Pasteurized meant that the cream was on top. You ever, Jeff, are you old enough to remember that? You're probably not old to remember those days.
No, I don't.
Yeah. But the cream would rise to the top of the milk bottles, and you would scoop that up, and there was your cream if you want a cream for, anyway.
The cream of the crop?
The cream of the crop. There you are. All right, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder. Pete's back. And I don't know what's going on in Iran. I don't know who's in charge anymore. All of a sudden, the Iranian president says, we're not submitting. We don't trust America. The peace offers are unconstructive and contradictory. And Donald Trump says, if you don't agree to it, I'm going to blow the crap out of all your bridges and all your power plants.
Wait a minute. Did I miss a war?
Yeah. Yeah, we're in war with Iran.
I think so. I went to sleep and I missed an entire war.
Yeah, you missed a war. We blew the crap. Their navy is at the bottom of the sea. Their airplanes were all blown up. They got no war powers of it. They got drones.
I follow the Braves. That's all I followed. I had no idea.
And they're kicking ass right now.
Yeah. Are they still the only team that's won every rubber game, I think?
They haven't lost a series yet.
Yeah, they won every series, yeah.
And they swept the Phillies this past weekend, and the Mets are now, is it 12 or 0-11?
They've lost 11 in a row, I think.
Yeah. They're like 8 back.
Yeah. Now, Pete, who's to blame for that? Have you been able to follow anything about it? What's that?
Mandami. He went to the game and hugged him. And since that game, they haven't won one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frank the Tank's got to be going absolutely berserk. They got to fire that manager, at Mendoza. They collapsed last year. Yeah. And now they're doing it. They got to fire that guy.
But they have players, right? I mean,
they have the highest salary cap in baseball, don't they?
They got too many players.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Well, in fact, we'll do, because I'm not sure if Pete's going to be around at 5:15 for Holy Crap at Sports, but we'll talk sports off and on. Well, we got him.
Good.
We got him. It's all right. No, you go. You bail out when it kicks in, you're out. Oh, no, but when your eyes roll back in your head, he's gone. That's it. He's gone. All right, 3:31. Give her Pete's back. Flounder and Jeff on the horn here, 106.3. How's your Monday? Look out.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our Xtra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the Xtra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at Xtra1063.com.
Well, beginning a new week and another reason to get yourself a safe from Atlanta Safe House because they got sales and rebates and specials, and they got like 500 of them at their new showroom, new location on Union Hill Road in Alpharetta. 500 right there, big ones and little ones. And again, you know, when I lost my wallet, I got it back. But if I hadn't been able to get it back, the information inside, I have copies of stuff that I can find. My kids know where to find my living will and anything left in the bank and real estate records and stuff you want to save, as well as, you know, we talk about gun safes. My first gun safe was a big Browning. And by the way, they have more Browning in Fort Knox and others than anybody in this entire part of the country, for crying out loud. That's why they can offer you specials. And the rebates are famous for the rebates. They're just really, you're going to get special deals. Little teeny little pistol safes or jewelry safes or vault doors. They can build you a family storm shelter. And they're also going to protect your rights. Nobody's getting your master reset code. Nobody protecting you any better than Atlanta Safe House. And protecting your stuff too. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Looking for affordable family fun in Atlanta? April 24th through 26th, the Mitsubishi Electric Classic presented by Venture is the perfect day out. And kids 15 and under get in free with a ticketed adult. Watch golf legends compete at TVC Sugarloaf, enjoy great food, and experience fun for all ages. Make memories together while supporting local charities. Get your tickets today at MitsubishiElectricClassic.com. That's MitsubishiElectricClassic.com. April 24th through 26th at TVC Sugarloaf.
Did you know you can add renewing your driver's license or ID card to your grocery list? The Georgia Department of Driver Services now offers self-service kiosks at select Kroger and Publix locations. From renewing or replacing to updating your address, the kiosks will issue a temporary paper license, and you'll receive a permanent card in the mail. Skip the line and save time by adding your driver's license renewal to your grocery list today. You'll even get a $5 discount on your order. Visit dds.georgia.gov to learn more. Sponsored by the Georgia Department of Driver Services.
Retirement should feel exciting, not stressful. But if you're close to retirement or already there, have you ever stopped to ask, do I really understand the risks to my plan? Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Things like market swings, higher taxes, inflation, healthcare costs, even living longer than expected can slowly chip away at your savings if you're not prepared. And even solid plans can have blind spots. That's why we offer a retirement risk analysis. It looks at how your investments, income, and taxes could hold up in real-life situations, not just on paper. It helps answer the big questions. What happens if the market drops? And will your money last as long as you do? If you're within 10 years of retirement or already retired, give us a call, 678-990-8500, or visit nicholaswealth.com to schedule a complimentary retirement risk analysis. Nicholas Wealth Management, helping you retire with clarity, confidence, and control.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
It's tax refund season here in Georgia, and a lot of folks are deciding how to spend it. Let me suggest something practical, something you use every day, your air conditioning system. With an earlier and warmer projected spring, your air conditioner is about to start working real hard. If your system is older and inefficient, this might be a smart time to upgrade to a high-efficiency carrier system to save on your utilities. When you combine proven carrier technology with an experienced team like at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, you're investing in long-term comfort and efficiency. Right now, you can save up to $1,700 in rebates, plus 60 months 0% financing on qualified systems, making a new system more affordable than you might think. Before that refund disappears on something temporary, invest in comfort that lasts for years. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com today. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heat. Hey, this is Los with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be on the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra.
You had a man in Ken Kerr who was trying to discuss why they had to have tampons available to them in the restroom.
Yeah. Those tampons at NFL stadiums and MLB stadiums, they're going to get used for not what they're meant to be used for. I can guarantee you that.
You're probably right. I can only imagine. Can you imagine walking into Truist and you walk in the men's room and you see that? You'd be like, dude, what is...
I'm taking a couple. It gives me something to fiddle with during the game.
Bryce has lost his mind over there, Los.
Just wanted to bring this along with me. Bryce decided to stick it in his purse just in case.
That's right. His man bag. It'll be his new fidget spinner.
That's very strange.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Yeah, boy, here we go. Little Nirvana action for you here. With Kimmer Pete is back and Flounder and Jeff on the board. And Dave Grohl in 2002 was in court, dispute over who owned the rights to Nirvana's recordings. So former members Dave Grohl and Kirst Novoselic, I think it is, asked a Novoselic asked a Seattle court to prove that Courtney Love was mentally stable. They said, you need to prove it. They had told the court that Courtney Love was irrational, mercurial, self-centered, unmanageable, inconsistent, and unpredictable. They also claimed the contract was invalid because Love was stoned all the time. God, she sounds perfect. Oh, sorry. Anyway, they did a little court thing there in 2002. Pete Davis is back, at least for a while this afternoon, which is good. Alive and well. And saluting Nurse Lori, by the way, because that's important to know. Let's see, our birthday list includes Eleanor Donahue. Holy cow, 89 years old. Eleanor Donahue was part of the Father Knows Best. Now, Jim Young, Jane Wyatt, Billy Gray, Eleanor Donahue, Billy Gray, and Lauren Chapin as Kitten. Father Knows Best.
Robert Young, wasn't it?
Robert Young. What did I say?
Yeah.
I forgot. I said it's Robert Young. Well, I don't know what I said, but it's Robert Young. Father Knows, and she was also Eleanor Donahue was also Andy Griffith's girlfriend, and I think wasn't she Ellie the school teacher?
Good looking.
I think so. Eleanor
She was a
Donahue.
pharmacist.
Oh, the farmer. That's right. Oh my God, Jeff, you're right. Who was the school teacher?
I'm not sure.
Oh, my God. I forgot the school teacher, Andy Griffith's show. She was also famous. Oh, no, it wasn't Shelley Fabre. Oh, I can't remember. I'll look it up. She was a pharmacist, Eleanor Donahue. Anyway, 89 years old today. So,
Helen Crump.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she wasn't. I don't think she was famous after all. I remember Helen Crump. And Barney, Barney Fife had a little cute little girlfriend. She was cuter than Helen Crump. I know that. Anyway, on this day in history, we mentioned a minute ago, in 1862, Pasteur discovered his pasteurization process with a patent that worked. And on the same day, in 1902, Pierre and Marie Curie isolated the radioactive element radium. It was not known at the time that it was dangerous. Their daughter died of leukemia, probably because of exposure to all the radium. The first commercial use, and I remember this because I had one, a wristwatch painted with radium to make it glow in the dark. We all had them. We used to get up at night just to look at them. wristwatches with radium. They're green in the nighttime.
Curry's body, I think, is encased in a lead-lined coffin because her body is still radioactive.
That is true. That is absolutely. That's 1902. And people, of course, who put on who painted the radium watches were all, cancer victims and stuff. And not all, but a whole. Anyway, but who knew? Nobody knew that, dumping fluorocarbon chemicals into the local river supply of, towns in New England was going to be bad for you until they found out later that, causes all kinds of bad things. But, until you find out. Anyway, things change. Oh, by the way, speaking of things changes, did you see the video of those robot racers? Holy smokes. In fact, I got this later on. We're going to talk about how much they hate Donald Trump again here in a second. First of all, this is really amazing. In fact, we have a sports story, too, about a marathon. But first, a Chinese robot has broken the human world record in the half marathon. And if you haven't heard what happened, it's a Chinese smartphone company, and their robot is named Lightning. The half marathon is a yearly race in Beijing. This is a Chinese company, smartphone company that owns this thing. The second year in a row that they've had humanoid runners at the Beijing half marathon. Last year, the fastest robot for the half marathon took 2 hours and 40 minutes to complete the race. 2 hours and 40 minutes a year ago. This year, 50 minutes. Less than 1 hour. Shattered the human record by 7 minutes. There were 12,000 human runners navigating a course to avoid crashes. Dozens of other robots competed alongside them. Half the robots were autonomous, which meant they did it on their own. The other half were remotely controlled by people in golf carts and stuff like that. They had stretchers and wheelchairs to pick up any of the broken robots, or the droids. A lot of them veered off course and fell into a bush. One was caught lying on its side after it just fell over. And the guy who invented these things says, robots today have the body of Mike Tyson, but are still missing a brain like Stephen Hawking. Once the brain problem is solved, the scope for imagination here is immense.
We're doomed.
Yeah. And the fastest runner in the world, who did it in 1 hour and 7 minutes, said, I felt I was going really fast, and this thing just whooshed right by me. I mean, and they can lift, thousands of pounds. They're just, it's just scary. And half of them run on their own eyes to see where they're going and stuff. And obviously they're not a long way from perfect, but
how soon before a police department uses them for domestic violence to go in and deal with this instead of, because that's where most of the police get hurt.
Well, in fact, they have robot dogs right now to go in for bomb things and stuff like that. They absolutely do. And again, that would be, I'll bet it's not that far off. It wouldn't have to do a lot other than, subdue somebody who's, causing a problem, and you move around until you trap them in a corner or something, and they're not going to get away from a robot.
You talk through the robot, and they say, everybody calm down, or Robbie Robot here is going to be picking some people up.
Yeah, forget the canine. We got Terminator. Jeez. And by the way, in fact, I've had this story for a while now, and this is a good time. And by the way, that voice is Pete Davis. He's back. At least for a while now. He's been recovering beautifully from major surgery, and until he fades out a little bit later on today, we'll coming back. There's an Anthropic model called Claude Mythos, sparking fear of an AI doomsday. Anthropic is a company, and they revealed that this thing, Mythos, if it fell into the wrong hands, would exploit critical infrastructure like electric grids, power plants, and hospitals. The AI model has already found thousands of high-severity vulnerabilities, every major operating system and web browser. A plan to provide the model to a hand-picked group of 40 companies, including Amazon, Google, and Apple, and others, CloudStrike, JP Morgan Chase, so they can use it to find the fixed security flaws. The guy the corporate people say give it to the guys to patch the holes, but not to the trackers who are going to find more holes. There's going to be a leak of some kind, and he says this Mythos thing broke out of a secure sandbox meant to restrict internet access. The researcher didn't even find out until he received an unexpected email from the model while he was eating a sandwich in the park. They've been hidden in plain sight for years. They say U.S. defensive capabilities, adversaries in Iran, China, Russia would be ever more aggressive, targeting critical infrastructure. And they say there'd be an AI doomsday if this thing was released to the public. Advisors in the White House have claimed they were trying to have a regulatory capture for crafting rules in a way that benefit and rival struggle. I mean, who knows? It's just, even the people behind it say, man, if this was released, they're going to get better and better at, quote, developing hacking tools, biological weapons, chemical weapons, novel weapons we can't even envision. And the machine AI is doing it. Okie dokie. 346, Pete's back. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Jeff on the board on 106.3. It's Monday. How you doing? Join us if you feel like it, and why not? It's a beautiful day in the afternoon. A little cooler. Okay. Nice change. All right. Look out.
Fighting the communists with truth every day on the only conservative news and talk station in Atlanta. Xtra 106.3 FM and the Xtra app.
Quick question. Are your tires ready for spring rain? If your tread is worn, traction drops fast on wet roads and stopping distance can increase when you need it most. Right now at Marietta Toyota, they can take care of you because it's the Toyota Tire Savings Event. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for just $1. Get the right tires for your Toyota, installed by factory-trained technicians with road hazard coverage included on eligible tires. Toyota Tire Price Match is available, plus top brands and additional rebates that may be available. Voted Best of Cobb, Best New Car Dealership, Best Dealership Service Center for 2026. You can trust the work. Offer ends April 30th. We're right where we've always been, Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
Restrictions apply. Valid on participating brands. 4th tire of equal or lesser value. Offer ends April 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Hey, what's up? It's Drake Baldwin here to talk about my personal Rookie of the Year, Superior Plumbing. They say you can't be Rookie of the Year more than once, but Superior has been proving themselves for over 40 years as the GOAT of plumbing. Whenever I need a leak repaired, toilet replaced, or water heater, I call Superior Plumbing, and you should too. They handle each job with care and honesty. For Superior, there's no job too small.
For Superior, the honest one, call 770-422-PLUM.
Spring is here, and it's time to transform your outdoor living space into a beautiful oasis. At Stovall & Company, Wholesale Landscape Supply, we have what you need to make your landscape dreams a reality.
Stovall has been supplying the landscape industry for more than 75 years.
So check us out at StovallInc.com.
Stovall has it all.
You and your buddy. You've been through a lot with each other. The ups and the downs. He's been with you every morning, noon, and night. You've traveled the world together. Heck, he was even with you on your first big date. But have you noticed he's struggling lately? Not performing on the job. He can't even stand up straight anymore. He's wanting to cry out for help, but just doesn't know how. He needs Dr. Deal and Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can give him the gift of good posture this year. Help him stand proud and become all he was meant to be. Now, take him by the hand. Look him in the eye and say, I appreciate you, little fella. And we're going to get you some help. We're going to call 404-777-1911. We're going to visit tbtofga.com. We are going to say goodbye to erectile dysfunction forever. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's one worth having. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Online at tbtofga.com.
It's official. President Trump has endorsed Burt Jones for governor.
Burt Jones has been an incredible leader. This man has my complete and total endorsement, and I really want to see him win.
Burt Jones is a trusted Trump conservative who's leading the fight to end Georgia's state income tax.
He's going to make a great, great governor. You will be very happy, Georgia. Burt Jones has my complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Burt Jones for Georgia.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea. We were meant to live free,
Free to pursue our future, work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from pain. I tried everything and anything to help me get rid of my pain, and nothing freed me. It just masked the pain, and the side effects diminished my quality of life. I'm sure you have been there if you have real bad pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that is designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. And it is not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from the inside out, at the source. Relief Factor. It was created for people to get back to living their life on their terms. Is that you? Walking, working, exercising, enjoying the moments that matter? This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take your stand for your own freedom. Declare your independence from pain. Try Relief Factor today. 1995, 3-week quick start. Ready for you right now. Visit relieffactor.com, 800, 4, relief.
That's why I don't want any of them on here. Sing on, testing. Anyway. Hey, look out. It's only me. It's only Kimber. Pete Davis is back. And Flounders here, and Jeff is on the board. We're very excited. And hold on, we'll do a little music thing here, and then we'll talk to Pete some more about his experiences and what the hell's going on here. First of all, on this day in 1993, Aerosmith released a Get a Grip. That was their... Oh, I remember this song. Turn up a little bit there, Jeff. I'm sorry. I mean, Living on the Edge. Aerosmith. Get a Grip, their 11th album, their best-selling album in 1993. Sold 20 million. Living on the Edge and Crazy had Don Henley and Lenny Kravitz helping out. Yeah, I like that. This kind of Aerosmith I can understand, handle. Anyway, we'll talk more to Peter in a second. Phone calls take priority. Joan, you're on the radio. Hi, Joan. How you doing? What's up?
Hi, Kimmer. Semper Fi.
Thanks, sweetie. What's going on?
Well, I'm listening to you talk about this robot that outran everybody.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to be till a robot identifies as a female and competes in women's sports?
Well, if there isn't a rule, if they don't establish a rule, I don't know how they're going to stop it. I mean, seriously, it's ridiculous. And by the way, Joan, did you ever in your life imagine that we would even be having a conversation in public about boys pretending to be, thinking they're girls, dressing and acting like girls, to be on girls' sports teams? In your life, can you imagine ever growing up or as a young adult ever even thinking about the idea of such a thing?
I never. And I tell you, my daughter played travel softball. She was really good, but she wanted to go to Alabama, so she didn't get any scholarships.
Yeah.
But if a boy had come out there on that field to play against their team, I've already talked to the previous coach. They would have quit. I mean, I would have never let my daughter play against a male.
Yeah, it's just...
I mean, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Now, if they, and again, we all know the issues, but again, it's just the split in this country is because the people who believe in that kind of thing are so vicious about it, and that it can't be real. There's no way in hell that someone in their 30s, 40s, or 50s, and don't the old timers like me would honestly themselves say, well, you can't have boys playing on the girls' teams. I mean, it's just wrong. I mean, they all know it, but they're so vicious about trying to do it because they hate Donald Trump. Everything that goes on, all this hate between families and everything is because they're trying to get Donald Trump, and we're all suffering for it. It's just wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
my dad would have said, that's just ridiculous.
I know.
no boy's going to play against a girl.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, one of my favorite memes was a picture of a woman with about a 4-year-old child, a girl, and the girl says, "Mommy, I feel like a boy," and Mommy says, "Well, you're not, so go out and play."
Well, I'll be honest, my daughter was she was a year and a half behind my son.
Uh-huh.
And at one point she said, I want to be a boy. I said, well, you're not. When she was in college, she thanked me for not listening to her.
Yeah.
So I thank you for not changing my gender, because that's when it came about. I would have never even thought about it back then.
College girls.
22 years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, have a good
Thanks,
one.
Joe. Thank you. Great to talk to you again, as always. 3:55. All right, Pete Davis is back. He's up and about. Tell us about some of your weird and happy experiences being in like an ICU for 10 days or something ridiculous like that.
You need to work on your sign language or charades or have a whiteboard to write on, because we found out we're in there. I got this mask on trying to pump the air in, so I can't talk. So I'm basically taking people's palms and trying to draw words
Sounds like.
in their palms. And every time, seriously, everything all I wanted was some Gatorade. That's all I wanted.
So how did you do gay?
I would do G, A, and it would be every 15 minutes I'd start and ask, and every time, but Lori, who's one of the smartest people I ever know, we go, what's is that an A?
She was messing with you.
So she gets a whiteboard, right?
Yeah.
And I literally wrote out GATOR, and I ran out of space, right?
So
and she's going, gather? You want me to gather something? And thank God, Noah the nurse leaned over and went, I think he wants Gatorade again.
It's like young Frankenstein. Set a give? Set a give?
I'm pointing at him going, yeah, him.
Yeah, that sounds like. Oh,
Got
mercy.
Kevin on the horn real quick.
Kevin, you're on the radio, man. How's you doing? What do you got?
Semper Fi, Kimmer.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
out delivering again. Two things.
Yeah.
One, it's great to have the family all back together again. It's good to hear Pete. And number two, psychedelics actually, instead of them hitting different sensors in the body like narcotics and making you feel good, they actually do microscopic resets repeatedly in the system. And they cause disassociation. So if you're constantly depressed or constantly got a lot on your mind, it stops that process for a little while and helps everything reboot. So when the psychedelic wears off, it might not be there anymore. And they're not addictive because they don't really make you feel good. They just disassociate everything.
Yeah, I was so shocked.
That's why they work, is they can help people reset from where they were before they started having the problem.
Boy, if that can help prevent suicides and things like depression like that, God bless it, under strict control. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Really great information. And again, here's the president doing something about it. No one else even wanted to touch this idea for years.
That's true.
Anyway.
That's true. By the way, a shout out. Lori's brother Dave, who helped me through a lot of my stuff and everything, took me to the hospital for some things. He's going through some medical tests today, so hopefully he's doing better, and they're finding out what's going on, and he'll be doing
We'll
fine.
put my lucky star on it.
It's like a rash or something all of a sudden.
We'll stay up there for a while then, all right? Don't bring anything with you down there, all right? We got a Flounders Funny, I'll bet you. Do we, Jeff? Here we go, a little something here.
I'm broke, and it's really bad right now because there's all these kids, and they're not broke. They're rich, and they're rich for nothing. They have like an app, or they're good at social media, and their lives are amazing. They're like 10 years younger than me, and their lives are just like yoga retreat, decompress from yoga, Tesla open relationship. I think what it is I think they got a head start because they didn't have to spend high school proving they weren't gay. That's what I think it was. I went to high school in the 90s. We had to be on guard the whole time. I would have loved to have learned things. I couldn't. I was on guard. You'd have one emotion and everybody'd be like, "You're gay." You'd be like, "No, I'm not." And the teacher'd be like, "Yeah, he's pretty gay." I loved art. I loved drama. I loved poetry. I couldn't do that. I had to weight lift while smoking a cigarette. I was like, "Look how straight I am." Kids don't have to do that anymore. They're woke. You call a kid gay, he's like, "Yeah, maybe I am. Maybe that's part of my journey." And then he just starts coding right away.
Yeah, and he's a millionaire, too, I'll bet you.
Mr. Andy Haynes.
There you go. All right, boys. Pete's back, at least for a good while this afternoon. And thank goodness, 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and Jeff, and 106.3. How you doing? Here we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
steam ahead on preparations. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. But questions remain about Iran taking part in a second round of peace talks with the U.S. in Pakistan after renewed conflict around the Strait of Hormuz over the weekend, as President Trump warns Iran again to make a deal.
With a second round of talks between the U.S. and Iran in doubt, President Trump says he will not be rushed into making a deal that is not as good as it could have been. In a series of social media posts, the president says time is not his adversary and that all that matters is finally straightening out the mess other presidents let happen because they don't have the courage or foresight to do what had to be done with Iran. President Trump also says a deal with Iran will be far better than the Iran nuclear deal agreed to during the Obama administration and something the entire world will be proud of.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The president threatening again to resume bombing if a 2-week ceasefire expires this week. Iran's president says his country will not submit to force. Meantime, historic talks between Israel and Lebanon are reportedly set to resume Thursday in Washington. They started a 10-day ceasefire Friday, which Iran-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon has been observing while also opposing talks. Congress now looking into the deaths and disappearances of at least 10 American scientists working on nuclear and space research. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer tells Fox.
It's very unlikely that this is a coincidence. So Congress is very concerned about this. Our committee is making this one of our priorities now because we view this as a national security threat.
Federal officials have now publicly confirmed a link between the cases. The panel wants more information from the FBI, the Pentagon, NASA, and the Energy Department. Thousands of importers and their brokers can begin seeking tariff refunds, an online process that kicked off this morning after the Supreme Court struck down the president's use of an emergency law for many tariffs. A retreat on Wall Street, the Dow down 8 points. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 55 and with one of the big 3 carriers, like Verizon, you may notice they don't talk much about their 55-plus discounts. That's so customers like you keep paying their regular higher rates to boost their bottom line. You deserve better service. With 100% U.S.-based experts, better value, with plans starting at $20, and a company that's built for people 50-plus, like me. Not convinced? Give your current carrier a call. Ask about the 55-plus plan you've earned. See how long it takes to get a real person on the line, and if they try to talk you out of it. But if you want something better, call Consumer Cellular. We've got the same great coverage, and our U.S.-based experts can get you switched in about 20 minutes. Switch now to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com for your second month free.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Oh, my. My Mamma Mia, all right. Freddie Mercury Day. What a group this was, really. This was, man, when they had Aquarius and, all that good stuff going on. What a time. 1992 was this day. A concert for life took place. Wembley Stadium, a tribute to Queen singer Freddie Mercury. And it was to pay attention to AIDS awareness. The acts included Elton John, Roger Daltrey, Black Sabbath, David Bowie, James Hetfield, George Michael, Paul Young, Annie Lennox. Def Leppard folks were there. Axl Rose / Guns N' Roses for Freddie Mercury in 1992. Kimmer Pete's back and in the mountains of Macon, and none the worse for wear so far, and recuperating nicely from rather major aorta heart valve type surgery thing. What do you call it? The aorta? Is it an aorta artery, right? Versus the valve.
It's like you're born with 3 flaps of your aorta.
Yeah.
The valve, I only had 2. And so they had to finally replace after 65,000-mile checkup.
Oh.
They replaced the big one.
Did they give it like a pig flap or something, or a foreign animal substance of some kind, or?
It is made from the pericardium of a cow or bull, which is the outer layer of their heart. So they take that material and they make you a valve from it.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
So they made it. Oh, holy cow! So now, do they have to measure? They must have some kind of specific measuring thing, hoping that it latches on there perfectly. Sew it up together or whatever, huh?
Well, the last 20 years, I was told, no problem. Like Mick Jagger, we'll snake it up through your groin. You'll be in and out in a couple days. And then they measured it with a few tests. They said, no, it's too big. And if we put one in there, it could leak, and then we'd have to go in there and do it all over again. So we can't. So I had to do it the old-fashioned way. I can show you if you want. You want to see the...
Yeah, let me go ahead and see it.
But, yeah, they had to do it the old-fashioned way, unfortunately. But I think... I'm probably going to have to let you go here pretty soon because I am starting to fade.
Yeah.
But I just have to put a couple more shout-outs to Melissa Becker, who was one of my great nurses. There's so many nurses there, but she was wonderful.
Oh, they love her. She's wonderful there.
And to the House of Prayer in Blairsville, Georgia. It's a church.
Yeah.
I've never been there. I don't know any of these people.
Yeah.
But a friend of Lori's mother goes there, and these people took the time to write me personal handwritten notes to send to me. So I hope to meet them at some point and thank them personally. Beautiful handwritten notes, how they were praying and thinking and all that. And I couldn't. You can't ask for anything better than that. A total stranger. They're doing this for.
Well, let's give what's the name of the church again? House of what?
House of Prayer Church in Blairsville.
Huh. So it's a church. It doesn't obviously non-denominational. Maybe. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. So, well, I wonder what that. I wonder what that's like.
There's a former Kimmer Show board op that is from Blairsville.
Oh, really?
Y'all remember Jackson?
Jackson, going to Jackson.
Jackson Heaton.
I'll be damned. Yeah, Blairsville. I remember that. I used to hang around that part of the state there for many years ago.
Nice little town.
Yeah.
Nice town.
I will share a quick funny story. When I went to visit Pete, he was doing great. I was talking to Lori, and then Lori went to get me and her a bottle of water, and then someone came in to tell Pete that they had to check on his vein to make sure that he wasn't getting blood clogs in his feet.
Yeah.
Something they have to check weekly or every other day to make sure. And they were like, you also need to use the bathroom. And I'm like, all right, maybe I should probably hit the road now.
Go ahead.
Anyways, I went to find Lori, and then when I come back, Pete's got, when you have to use the bat, you have the little...
You have to take everything with you?
Yeah. And I see Pete like this. I'm like, all right, it's time for me to go.
Hey, I got to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
The catheter, everybody's afraid of the catheter.
Yeah.
Once it's in, that thing is great.
Yeah, it's getting it pulled out.
You don't have to go anywhere.
But the worst part is when they take it out. I remember I felt...
It wasn't that bad. No... The worst part is the next day when you think, oh, it's still in. You got to think, oh, no, it's not in.
Yeah, I was going to say, now maybe things have changed from 20 years ago, but I tell you, the last time I had a catheter in me, I felt like burning for like 4 days or 5 days afterwards. It was horrible.
I remember when I had a catheter, after surgery, they had taken it out, and they tell you, you have to use the restroom before you can leave.
Right.
It's like a test.
Prove you can go.
I couldn't pee.
Yeah.
I was like, crap. And I went in my bathroom. I just stayed there for like 5 minutes, and I could not go. And so what I did is I went to somebody else's room, and that guy was out. I don't know if he was in a coma or he was resting, and I went and used his bathroom, and I was able to use the bathroom. I had to use somebody else's bathroom to get out of there because I couldn't use my bathroom. I had stage fright in my bathroom.
I'll be damned. Yes, the wonderful world of catheters here. Yeah. Oh, mercy. Now, Pete, are you going to be on a rehab exercise program thing, or how? Obviously, they have to make sure your heart's rebounding, and is the issue of the strength of the muscle a thing, or is that automatically okay now that you got the valve in there?
It's. The heart seems fine. That was no problem from day one. I have 3 or 4 visits a week from a physical therapist. I can't get my left arm over my shoulder. So that's what they're working on right now to get the tightness, because it's so tight from the way you had to lay that whole time.
Yeah.
And your body just isn't used to doing that. So they're walking me, and they're working on this left arm to get it so it's a lot loose.
So it's just a lot of movement issues.
3 or 4 times a week they come over.
Yeah,
it's a lot of movement. It's tiresome. Like I'll be doing fine, and all of a sudden the energy is just gone.
Yeah,
and you just start to fade and everything.
Considering how remote Pete you are, you have to figure if there's a young nurse coming to your house, like, where am I?
Well, I got an extra bunk bed over in the back there, I'll bet you.
This is a very remote house
you
here.
don't want it. Well, you got to take responsibility for any possible scenarios. I mean, what happens in the middle of the night? The guy say, hey, I need a little help over here or something. Who's around, Oh, this nice little lady right there happens to be right down the hall. I'll be damned. So this is good. This is good. You're a lucky man.
Yeah, they've done a great job.
Yeah.
And they have been good looking. So
yeah. In fact, who doesn't love nurses?
I'm spoken for. I can't say. I know they're the best.
You really have an appreciation for nurses when you have been in the hospital and just seeing the stuff they have to deal with every day on whether it's one patient or two and
they're basically doctors. I mean, I mean, seriously.
Oh yeah, there's practice. Well, it was so funny. There'd be stuff going on. Doctors be talking, and the doctor be saying something, and Lori be asking him questions, and every time after about 2 minutes, they go, "You're a nurse, aren't you?"
Yeah. I mean,
they knew because the way she was talking.
Yeah, I mean, God bless them. It's in fact, you know what? Well, no, I was thinking of something else entirely. I was thinking of somebody we know.
Have you been in my drug stash?
No, I'm possibly, very possibly. No, I would never. That would never be true. And I was thinking of somebody else, and I thought his daughter was going to be a nurse, and it was another career. Anyway, I'm sorry, you got distracted here. Anyway, Pete's back.
I think this might be time for me to fade.
Yeah, you got to. Okay, well, listen. Now, please take a nap and be well, and and tomorrow we'll see how you're feeling and whatever, and to check it in or whatever. And we're here, and it's great to see you, and we're just. Believe me, we were very, very happy. It's a good thing.
It's great to be back, and thank you to everybody for the thoughts and prayers and notes and visits. And I don't remember some of the visits, and I talked to these people, and I swear they didn't show up. And they go, "We were there. We talked to you." I have no clue.
Well, we're getting back to normal. All right, Pete Davis. Be careful. Be happy, and salute to Lori too, and have a nice nap or whatever. So that's nice. Anyway, good for you, man. God bless you back. All right, buddy. 412. Our number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And in fact, you know what? Let's do this. We'll do a little military stuff to send off Pete for the afternoon. Let's play the sound of the Navy destroyer who warned an Iranian cargo ship, don't come any further. We are not going to allow you to go through the Straits of Hormuz here. And in case you don't understand this, we're going to do something about it. They refused to heed the advice, and this is what the Navy destroyer did after that warning.
Motor Vessel Tosca, vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room.
Yeah.
We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Okay, we gave the flare. Now we're getting anything. Be ready.
Yeah, and there goes the engine room. They warned them, and then they blew the engine room to smithereens, and then the Marine... In fact, I said, did you see the video of the Marines rappelling out of the choppers? They sent choppers full of freaking jarheads over onto the boat, and these guys are rappelling down onto the Iranian ship. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you they were hoping somebody was there going to start shooting at them. I guarantee you those freaking Marines, that amphibious force, those guys, all they do is train, and they are ready to right up to here. I guarantee they wanted somebody to try to do something about it. It got me going. Honest to God. Anyway, when all you do is train, you want to do so anyway. So God bless them. Anyway, we've got that boat. We've got that ship, and I don't know who's in charge of what, but whether the strait's open or not, I don't think we know. And we don't even know who's negotiating now because Iran says we're not cooperating with America. We don't trust you. So who knows? Donald Trump says if you don't, it's going to be bad for you. All right, it's coming up 4:14. Pete Davis, rest well, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 106.3. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and Jeff on the board on 106.3. All right, here you go.
It's time time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
Well, here we are. It's another Monday, and there's a new element, it seems to me, in Iran that many people aren't yet aware of. Trump is sending a delegation to Pakistan today to negotiate with the Iranians. But which Iranians? The mad mullahs with their cute little black turbans and their beards? The Ayatollah Khomeini clones? Will it be with the representatives of the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps? You see, it looks like it was the mullahs who said the strait is open, but the IRGC that said the hell it is and started firing on ships. So that means we're negotiating with the wrong people in Pakistan. Not to mention the fact that the so-called new supreme leader has not been seen or heard in public since he got that name. Probably badly injured, possibly dead. So that's our reality. So Trump, unlike any Democrat president before him, not only says that Iran must not have a nuclear weapon, but is taking action to prevent that. Obama, Biden, Hillary Clinton, they did nothing. All talk. In the meantime, the Democrat media in this country keeps reminding us of what gas prices are, never mentioning what gas prices were under Biden. Gas prices only count when there's a Republican in office. Give the media and the Democrats their way, and we're going to reach a non-solution that will leave Iran free to continue developing a nuclear weapon and controlling the Strait of Hormuz, and will be subject to their increasing levels of blackmail for years to come. The Iran regime must be destroyed, but it won't be. Neil Bortz, Xtra 106.3.
It's front office lows for Howard Brothers and Steel. Nice weather means yard projects are calling your name. Make trimming, clearing, edging, and cleanup easier with the power and reliability of Steel. From chainsaws and trimmers to blowers that make quick work of the mess, Steel tools help you get the job done right. Find the full lineup at Howard Brothers. Stop by, talk with their team, and gear up for all of your yard projects. Steel and Howard Brothers, the tools and experts to make yard work easier.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about him. Your heart races sometimes, and you just want to be with him every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru. From Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Don't believe this nonsense you see on TV commercials about how uncomfortable a CPAP mask is. Take it from me. You wear one, especially the nasal pillow I use, for one night, and you will fight anybody that tries to take it away from you. But if they do take it away from you, you can get more at cpapsetcetera.com, cpapsetc.com, with a store in Alpharetta, same-day shipping. To your health, cpapsetc.com.
Got a home project coming up? Don't miss the All Four Seasons Home Show, hosted by Dan Watkins of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors and Chris Lalamia of the Trusted Toolbox. Every week, they talk with experts from Atlanta's top home improvement companies, sharing tips on plumbing, roofing, landscaping, and more. This week, we have Stan Homer from Little River Cabinet Shop. So don't miss the All Four Seasons Home Show, Saturday mornings at 9 on Xtra 106.3.
Immaculately designed and manicured backyards can significantly enhance your property's value and visual appeal. And by adding a customized Professionally designed and installed artificial putting green from ATL Turfco, it'll take your home to the next level. ATL Turfco's custom greens are designed to replicate tournament-level green conditions with realistic ball bounce, roll, and speed, and has a stimp meter of 10 to 12.5. So maybe it's time to consider artificial turf.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
I remember I threw away a carton in the refrigerator and she came after me.
This is George Burns. He kind of set a record here with this one. George Burns was 84 in 1980 when he starred in the movie Oh God with John Denver. And George Burns became the oldest person to have a hit on the Billboard Hot 100. The hit was I Wish I Was 18 Again. When asked if he wished he were 18 again, George Burns says, I wish I were 80 again. He was 84 at the time. Before this hit in 1980, George Burns' most recent charting record was a spoken word comedy routine with his wife and partner Gracie Allen in 1933. Now, Flounder, I'm assuming you've probably never seen George Burns and Gracie Allen show. And you even know what? Ever heard of it or anything? You know?
I know who George Burns is, but I didn't know the show.
How about Jeff? Are you old enough to remember George Burns and Gracie Allen? Probably not. I'm guessing.
No, but I've seen repeats.
Yeah, and again, George Burns had the ever-present cigar. He never smoked it. I don't think he ever smoked it. He always had it. But do you remember the ending of their? Do you ever see the show? The ending every time of the ending of George Burns and Gracie Allen show.
Say goodnight, Gracie?
He would say goodnight, Gracie, and she would say goodnight, Gracie, which was kind of weird because she was not like a dumb blonde at all, but she would pretend, say goodnight, Gracie, because that's what he said. Anyway, George Burns, Gracie Allen, 1980. That's what that was here. All right, sir. Just reminiscing here, Our birthday list includes Jessica Lange. Jessica Lange is 77. She was in, of course, American Horror Story. She got her start in King Kong in 1976. And then fell for Jack Nicholson in The Postman Always Rings Twice. She also was in Francis, and she won 2 Oscars. Jessica Lange, 77 today, won an Oscar for Tootsie and an Oscar for Blue Sky. I don't think I have any idea what Blue Sky is. You know that movie at all? Blue Sky? Never heard of that one. And our history note here today includes Murders in the Rue Morgue, published by Edgar Allan Poe on this day in 1841. The reason this is significant, Murders in the Rue Morgue established the literary genre of the detective story. 1841, considered the first modern detective story, and Poe's fictional detective displays many of the traits which became literary conventions in future detectives, including Sherlock Holmes and Hercule Poirot, the brilliant detective, his personal sidekick and friend who serves as a narrator, the final revelation being presented before the reasoning that leads up to it. Of course, and then the takeoff at the end was Columbo, where they showed the crime at the beginning, and then the story was how he figured out how they did it and didn't get away with it. Anyway, but it all began with Edgar Allan Poe, Murders in the Rue Morgue in 1841. The first official detective story. 424. Pete Davis is taking a nap. He was joined us for the first hour and 20 minutes or so, which was good. And recovering from major heart surgery, aorta type stuff, and all kinds of things. And he's doing much, much, much better. And he'll be back again tomorrow at some point, and as long as he can go, we'll just keep building up and see what happens. Now, the Trump hatred Again, I don't know the latest on the Iran war business. I don't know. Iran's president said, we're not going to cooperate with America. We don't even know whether they'll be at the peace talks tomorrow. And if they aren't, Donald Trump says, we'll just start blowing. I mean, if you aren't there and don't get an agreement, by the end of the ceasefire, we're going to blow up all your buildings, your power plants, and your bridges.
Yeah, call his bluff.
Yeah.
Call his bluff right now and see what happens.
Okay, now let me ask you this. What happens if they say, which they threatened before, we'll just put all kinds of school children and wives and families all around all the power plants.
What
so
does
if you
that
blow
say
the power
about
plant,
them?
human
what does that
shields.
say about them?
I know it's a war crime. It would be a war crime for them to do it.
And the Democrats want to charge Trump for a war crime.
Right, exactly. Of course, the Democrats are hoping Trump fails, and because if he, even the New York Times said, I was reading, said they hope so much that he fails because if he wins, they'll look like a bunch of idiots. Which is pretty much true anyway. But again, I don't know what the latest is. Iran's president says we're not going to cooperate and we're going to close the strait, and Donald Trump says, oh yeah, and so here we go. And there's the peace team is on the way to Pakistan, but whether the Iranians even show up, I don't know. And how this affects Lebanon and Hezbollah and the Israelis, I don't know. Anyway, but the Trump hatred is. In fact, here's an example. I'm not even sure where this is from, what church and what town and what state, but this is typical. This is the kind of thing that when I say I really don't know how we're going to get over the hate by the Democrat Party, the new hateful party in America, and how we're ever going to get that divide done so families can start talking again, for that matter. And here's one of the reasons why I'm nervous about it. We're going to play that priest here again, Jeff, in just a second. A prayer delivered by an Irish priest is going viral because he is asking God to kill Donald Trump. A Catholic priest stands before his congregation and prays for Donald Trump to die, and I think you're going to hear how they react to. Jeff, if you will, Irish priest.
Where that war is taking place, which is absolutely outrageous, there's no need for it. We pray for peace in the world. Pray for Donald Trump, the Lord will take him.
They're laughing. He said, pray the Lord. We're playing for Donald Trump. Pray the Lord will take him. And the congregation all laughed. Some of the reaction, this is evil. Wearing a collar, hiding behind a pulpit. Real faith doesn't weaponize prayer. I mean, love your enemies, pray for those who persecute us, not celebrate their demise like a twisted victory lap. This kind of Christianity is cancer. Hateful, demonic, drives people away from Christ faster than any atheist. Holy smokes, a priest in the pulpit. I don't know what's going on.
Must be good friends with the Pope.
I think, in fact, I didn't read the whole story. I saw a headline that the Pope is trying to sort of make amends, I think, but again, for the record, I'm glad the Pope's a Pope, and I'm sure he's a wonderful guy, and I know he believes in God, and he does the whole, Pope thing, all that kind of stuff. But the fact, have you ever known a Pope? Other than the popes, they used to have, brothels and had 9 or 10 wives. I mean, in modern day popedom, in the last, 100 years or something, or a couple hundred years, even 300, 500 years, have you ever known a pope to solve a war? Has a pope ever said something so strong that nations laid down their arms? A pope's only job is to call for peace, to stop killing, stop shooting, love the little children. I'll say, okay, great, you did your job, you did your sermon. That's it. I don't know. Stay out of politics. Do your thing and do your thing. But if you're going to start getting political, then stuff like that happens. How could a priest, be so political that he wants God to kill Donald Trump? I mean, seriously, where did that come from? I know where it came from. How about this? Chicago Public Schools. You ready for this? Chicago Public Schools and the Teachers Union are considering May 1st, which you all know is International Workers' Day, May Day, We used to celebrate it as kids in school growing up in the 50s, and they have little colored crepe paper, and we'd go around the maypole or something, and we didn't know what it was about. I didn't know what it's about. It's an International Workers' Day to celebrate people who go to work, or basically, but it's a socialist union kind of a thing. Well, in Chicago, they got one day further. Chicago Teachers Union has pushed a resolution which the public schools has agreed to called May Day International Day of Civic Action and Hate Your President Day. May 1st is officially Hate Donald Trump Day in Chicago public schools. Here's what they say. If we still want to have democracy in the midterms this November, this is the school district and the teachers union. If we want democracy in the midterms, public schools that provide our students with quality education and unions to defend workers' rights, then it is up to every Chicagoan to stand up for what we believe in and show the authoritarian billionaire in Washington that when he breaks every rule, we will not go along with business as usual. It'll be a full instructional day with students and staff, optional participation. In other words, they're calling on May Day for Chicago public schools for the kids to take a day off to show their hate for Donald Trump. I mean, should it be the opposite in schools? I mean, every single day we'd have a Pledge of Allegiance, and I remember we even said a prayer. In the early 50s, I mean, we didn't have to the Supreme Court.
I went to a small Catholic school, so we would always start the day with a prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance.
And the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah. And we would stand and put your hand over your heart, and I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, and you know, how is it bad that you don't teach patriotism for saluting your country for all the great things your country stands for?
And remember, as a kid, what you wanted to do is you want to be able to be the one who went to the principal's office to be able to say the Pledge of Allegiance over the intercom.
Another thing, yeah, absolutely. It was a treat. It was something to be proud of.
It was the first thing you did in homeroom to start your day.
Good grief! And Chicago celebrating a day to hate Donald Trump. I've never heard of such a thing. Have you ever heard of a teachers union, an entire school district, one of the major cities in America, have a day especially to hate Donald Trump?
What does that say about the school system and the teachers and what they're teaching the youth? I mean, it's hate.
There's no other way to look at it. It's personal. It's a personal attack against what your country stands for, against the president during wartime. Anyway, 5:30. It's a 4:32 almost here. Kimmer Pete's back and Flounder and Jeff on the board. And it's a Monday, and I don't know, whatever we got here. We got stories. I got stuff. I got.
If you listen to Xtra, share it with a friend. It's how we grow and how we can reach everyone in the Atlanta community that believes in the American way of life. If you value the station, help us grow by telling someone about the Xtra 106.3 app.
Join Special Olympics Georgia for the 2026 State Summer Games being held at Emory University in Atlanta, May 22nd through 24th. During the weekend, Special Olympics Georgia will host 3,000 athletes, coaches, and unified partners who will compete in cheerleading, flag football, gymnastics, swimming, tennis, soccer, volleyball, and more. Opening ceremonies will be held Friday, May 22nd, 7 p.m. at McDonough Field. To learn more and to get involved, visit SpecialOlympicsGA.org.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. The legacy of Joe Biden lives. His open border policy let millions of illegal criminals stream into our country. We continue to have customers visit the showroom and report that they have been victims of break-ins and lost their hard-earned and irreplaceable items. So don't be a victim. Drive by the Safe House showroom and see what real security looks like. Picture yourself placing your valuables in a Fort Knox safe. Now that's real protection for your priceless valuables. Drop by the showroom or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Great, another auto repair. You took it to the dealer and now you're starting to panic. They say it's going to cost thousands and take weeks to complete. So don't fall for the tricks. Take it to Vicks. From simple oil changes and tires to transmission replacements and collision repair, you can count on Vicks Auto Care for honest, affordable service. Vicks Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them today at VicksAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
Check your power bill from last summer. You want to repeat? Well, hey, it's the camera. I trust my friend Jeff at Peach State Windows. Cooling costs more than heat does, and your old windows let that heat in. Peach State Windows uses heat-reflective glass to keep cool air in, the heat out. 8 premium double-hung Energy Star windows installed for just $39.95. 0% financing for 12 months. PeachStateWindows.com. Here's the number, 770-485-8011. PeachStateWindows.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. So when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the market, Sean, it's hard to know what to do. What can you tell us?
The biggest thing is don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Take those emotional concerns out of the middle of it. Look, markets cycle regularly. Market corrections and bear markets are a normal part of the cycle. They're just part of the plan that are going to be accounted for. If you feel nervous when you read the headlines about big drops in the market, you might not know enough about how your money is positioned. That's why it's important to get the right guidance on a financial plan for your retirement.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
All right, so now's the time to start, folks. Looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. That's the first thing. We have a helpful little resource for our listeners today. We call it the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement, plus guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, income planning, taxes, and so forth of the key components of retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework to you right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm does not provide tax services.
All right, now we don't need to keep doing this whistling with the stories that happen with a different
Check in with Pete on the scoreboard. Stories prepared versus stories actually covered.
All right. Yeah.
As the 16 stories, we have done 4.
All right.
But we also had Pete back today for
We
the
had
first
Pete
time.
there. That's the number one story. The Pete's back. He was back from the mountains of Macon. And
looks and sounds great.
Yeah, and it's good to have him back. And again, he's going to, he's doing, a lot of recovery stuff, so he may not be.
It's going to take a minute to get him up to 3 hours.
3 full hours. But, we'll take what we can get. And we will do a little Holy Crap at Sports later on today, such as it is, a couple of sports stories and things and so forth. And by the way, if you're a sports fan, you want to talk about sports, please call in. I love talking about sports. As the only person in the room that hit a home run at Wrigley Field. Oh, sorry. All right. I'm sorry. You know what? That's all I got, okay? Once in a while, I have to feel like when I was a, man. Let's see. Let's do a birthday. How about a birthday? How about let's do a hottie. Here we go. Carmen Electra. Carmen Electra is 54. Carmen Electra was in Baywatch and a Scary Movie, and she basically is a celebrity, a hot babe celebrity. Carmen Electra, 54 years old today. And let's see, let's do a little, a little movie thing here on our history list today. 1977, Annie Hall released, directed, starring, written with Marshall Brickman by Woody Allen. Romantic comedy, a man trying to figure out how he failed with his relationship with a woman played by Diane Keaton. Starred Tony Roberts, Carol Kane, Paul Simon, Shelley Duvall, Christopher Walken, among others. Screened at the Los Angeles Film Festival on this day in 1977, opened in theaters across the country on this day. Nominated for 5 Oscars, won 4. Best Picture Oscar, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Actress for Diane Keaton. Won it in 1978. Woody Allen became a controversial figure in recent years because he's a pervert and was fell for his adopted daughter, Soon Yi, I think she is, and started apparently What's the name of the long hair? Frank Sinatra's ex. Oh, God, come on. Woody Allen and Mia Farrow. Apparently, Mia Farrow found the pictures of her adopted daughter naked in Woody's possession, and that was a ball game on that one. And, of course, by the way, Ronan Farrow is not Woody Allen's son. Ronan Farrow, the famous producer guy, is Frank Sinatra's son, just for the record. So, anyway. And by the way, Woody Allen, I agree. Annie Hall is one of the greatest comedies ever done. I will admit that. And one of my other favorites is Radio Days. I think that's a great movie. You ever see that one there, Jeff? Woody Allen's Radio Days?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Flounder, are you a Woody Allen guy?
No.
Not in terms of who he is.
Not in terms of personality, no.
But,
I've seen one or two of his movies.
Yeah. Anyway, I Play It Again, Sam, wasn't, I mean, it's got...
The one with Diane Keaton?
Well, a couple of them. Andy Hall's the biggest with Diane Keaton, but he also did the one where he plays everything you wanted to know about sex, or he plays a robot in something. I don't remember anyway what he is, freaking pervert. I mean, really, please. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? 4:40. Oh, you know what's on tomorrow night? And I'm actually kind of excited about it. Another season of Farmer Wants a Wife. Did you ever see the last one?
No.
Oh, come on. It's great. It's three guys, three farmers. I mean, ranchers. One guy, I think, grows avocados or something. And I saw a tease on it this morning. And one of them is kind of a muscle-bound guy who raises horses and cattle. And they're, young guys, and they're looking for a wife. And so then girls, each farmer gets a group of girls who want to, who picked him out of some kind of social media thing they put up, the networks put up, when they're searching for women who want to be with a farmer. And they choose the girls, and the girls say they wanted to be with this particular guy, and they have groups of them, and every week they see who does what of the girls group on that particular farmer. And they have 3 episodes of the 3 farmers every week, and it's freaking hysterical. And by the way, the thing about it that makes it different is there's no sex. There's no overnight, love room. Like in The Bachelorette, they always get to, have sex with the guys and the girls because they have the Bachelorette love weekend or some crap like it. Not in The Farmer Wants a Wife. This is all straight above board. You might see some kissing, I think, but that's probably it. Unless they changed it. God, man, I hope they didn't change it because it was kind of refreshing. I thought to myself, remember the Atlanta girl, the lawyer? I think she was a prosecutor, if I'm not mistaken, a few years ago, and she went on that. She was the Bachelorette, and she got caught. She picked a guy at the end. And then when they were replaying the season, the guy she picked at the end didn't know at the time that the week before she picked him, she spent the night in the love suite with the guy that she didn't pick. And when she told the guy she didn't pick, he said, well, why did we make love then? And the guy she did pick heard that. I mean, oh, man. I mean, just, chicks, man. Sorry. Everything will be fine. All right, here we go. Oh, more fraud and scandal. It's not just Minnesota and California. Macon County. A therapist in Macon County in Montezuma. Also, 2 members of the Macon County Board of Elections. And 2 other Middle Georgia women. Federal charges, years-long mental health care fraud scheme. Like California and Minnesota. Middle District of Georgia U.S. Attorney's Office, Dawn Ellis, Tyshia Fudge Riley, LaMonica Lakes, Angela Childs, and Adrian Harris of Warner Robins committing health care fraud charges. They are alleged to have cheated insurance companies out of millions of dollars. Faking sessions. As one example, they say they're going to try to prove in court is that they backdated future dated sessions before they had actually even seen a client. They claimed that they had seen clients on weekends, holidays, when the women were on vacation. They were also alleging instances where one woman submitted claims for 24 hours of therapy every day. It doesn't seem real when you look at 24 hours of therapy every day. So and again, I mean, if we cut why doesn't every state have a Doge department? I mean, seriously. All they do is look for fraud, NGOs, and abuse of the system. How could we not have a department to try to save money?
We should have once it started with Elon, but no governor adapted it to a local standpoint versus just a federal.
And I don't know what happened to the Doge in Washington. Are they still there? I don't think they're. I think they've been disbanded.
They don't have the presence that they did when Trump was first elected.
But they're still fraud up the gazoo.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
How can you come up with something like that and then just pause it?
Yeah, I know. And what are, and again, I guess they're still trying to go after Minnesota, although it's, kind of quiet. I'd like to see somebody in handcuffs there. One guy fled. One guy in charge of millions is on the lam already. And that's Governor Walz's false Walz tampon Tim, the phony liar of guns and war, my ass. He's going to burn in hell. It's 4:45 already. Holy cow. Pete's back. He was on earlier this afternoon. He's taking a little nap here. We'll talk to him again tomorrow. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and Jeff on the board on 106.3. It's Monday. It's all right. It's all good. It's a beautiful sunny day. A little cooler. Kind of nice.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at Xtra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz, and stay connected at the office. That's Xtra1063.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Los with Tom, the honest car guy. Let's talk about the new way to buy a car in 2026. Tell me how you can save clients thousands of dollars in this process.
I got a customer here, Jeff Everhart. I met him today first time because I delivered his 25 model Honda Pilot, fully loaded with only 16,000 miles on it. Jeff, answer Los's question about that one.
It was actually shocking. I mean, you hear the advertisements, you want to believe it, and then when you go through with the sale, and there's no extras, there's no dock fees, there's no storage fees, no transportation fees. The price I was given is the price that I paid plus their honest fee. I did save thousands of dollars, and it was a very quick sale.
Well, we appreciate that.
And did it from my living room.
Did it from your living room.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, this is that Rick Jackson spot.
Too often, criminal illegals commit sick, violent crimes. Do that when I'm governor, and you'll end up deported or departed.
Dang. I know, right?
What do you have, sugar?
I'll take the meatloaf and Rick Jackson for governor.
He's something, ain't he?
He's tough.
Yeah, no tolerance for criminal illegals, no DEI.
No covering up for do-nothing career politicians either.
You know, Jackson came from nothing and built one of the biggest businesses in Georgia.
Now he wants to cut the income tax in half and freeze property taxes.
Yeah, but not for deadbeats.
Listen, I love this part.
No more free rides for people who refuse to work. You want to sit on your butt, binge watch Netflix, and scarf down Cheetos? Do it with your own money.
Be still my heart.
Bingo.
Amen to that.
Rick Jackson for Georgia, not a career politician. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
If you live in Georgia, you already see it. The cars are turning yellow. The pollen is here, and this year, with an earlier and warmer spring projected, it's hitting even sooner. But here's what matters most. It's not just what's outside. It's what your family is breathing inside. your kids, your pets, you. Your HVAC system doesn't just control the temperature. It circulates the air throughout your entire home. And without proper filtration and purification, that air can carry pollen, dust, and allergens right through every room. Central specializes in whole home air purification systems, advanced filtration, humidity control, and high-efficiency carrier systems are designed to support healthier indoor air. When you combine air purification technology with dependable carrier performance, you're creating a cleaner, more comfortable environment for the people who matter most. Right now, you can receive up to $1,700 in rebates plus 60 months 0% financing on qualified systems, making it easier to protect your home before allergy season peaks. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com today. Central Heating and Air, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
Yeah, Stony, all right. It's 4:20. Well, it's actually 4:50 on the clock, but the date, 4:20, April 20th. And that means smoke them if you got them.
Getting high.
Getting high. It turns out in 1971, 5 friends at San Rafael High School in California coined the term 420 as a euphemism for smoking pot. It was a popular day to spark one up, April 20th at 4:20 in the afternoon. Apparently, it was when you got out of school, I think is what it originally started. It was about 20 after 4, and they said, well, let's make it a 420 thing. Well, let's do 420. Fans of the Grateful Dead spread the phrase. The Boston song Smokin' clocks in at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And if you multiply the title numbers in Bob Dylan's Rainy Day Women, number 12 and number 35, you get 420. So that proves it. Now, I wonder if he knew that. No way he would know that. But anyway, it's a thing. Let's see. Kimmer Pete came back earlier today, and he'll be back with us tomorrow for as long as he feels like it, and they're doing good. So that's good news. Jeff's here, and Flounder's in the booth. And on this day in let's put it this way, George Takei is 89. Sulu on Star Trek. George Takei, 89 years old, also the father on Heroes father. The biggest role in his life, it says here, though, is playing a proud gay man. He's very active in the LGBT type things. George Takei, Sulu of Star Trek, 89, and he was raised as a little boy in a Japanese internment camp in California, where he grew up as a kid at the beginning of World War II when the rule came down. And on this day, did I do a history thing? Let's do a history thing here. Hold on a minute. What did I was going to do with my history thing? Oh, my goodness. This is kind of weird. The first man-to-man kiss on TV. There was a pilot for a TV series you may have heard of called The Untouchables. The pilot for the series was a TV show called The Scarface Mob. The episode featured Neville Brand playing Al Capone, and Neville Brand gives a mouth-to-mouth kiss of death to his mafia hitman, played by Frank DeCova, in the pilot for the TV series The Untouchables. And it sparked controversy for a burlesque scene of a dancer wearing pasties. which they got away with because I think the Supreme Court ruled on the case, and eventually they stopped using them at all. And then, in fact, I don't remember when they decided you could dance totally naked in a private club and charge admission and stuff. I don't remember how that started. God, I haven't been to a nudie club. I had to leave the last one, the Gold Club. The most beautiful woman.
I think the last time when I was working with Rock 100.5, and I had to do promotions, and I had to go to the Pink Pony with Southside Steve.
Yeah, that's an event.
Don't miss those days.
No. Anyway, in fact, I had. Did I tell you a story about my stripper neighbor? She had 2 little doggies, and one day I was in my garage doing. I had a couple of Harleys back in the day, and she was walking her doggies, and they came in and kind of jumped on me and were playing with me, and she came in and introduced herself, and eventually she invited me over to a place, and we had a drink, and it turns out she worked for a doctor as a might have been a dentist as a whatever helper, and she used to work at the Gold Club. And and I used to make a joke with Wayne, no offense, who was my producer at the time, about I'm gonna go meet my stripper Cinnamon, is gonna be over there. So
Neighbor.
And her name was Cinnamon. That was her name. And I laughed and laughed and laughed, and nothing ever happened. I gave her a ride in my Harley, and in fact, she took me to one of her favorite bars where she could show off that she knew all the guys and stuff. Chicks who were, nudie dancers are real. They have real strong ideas and opinions about men and about dealing with men and stuff like that. And she was a tough chick. But anyway, nothing ever happened. In fact, right after that, I moved to Florida and retired and moved to Florida when they fired me. And they fired the whole crew. That's when. Well, never mind. Anyway, come here, Pete and Flounder. Pete's back. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got a great Flounders Funny coming up for you here this hour and again next hour. Did you see the video in California, in San Diego, of the cop throwing that woman to the ground?
Yes.
Oh man, that did my heart good. And by the way, ladies, if you want to be tough guy and act like the man, then frankly, I don't have a problem with treating her like that. She was out of control, and they called the cops. Somebody called the cops 6 o'clock at night. She was being aggressive and making racist comments and doing all kinds of horrible things. And the police showed up, and she was trying to fight the police. He grabbed her and he slammed her to the ground on her stomach or on her back, and then turned her over, or threw her in her stomach and turned her over and to try to handcuff her. She fought him the whole time. I mean, it's unbelievable. But again, it did my heart good. If you're going to fight a cop, you deserve to get what he gives you. And by the way, whether you're a woman or not doesn't make any difference. All right, hold on. We got a Flounders Funny here. Let's do a little Flounders Funny here.
The first time I met her was after I put my pressure washer for sale on Craigslist. And the phone rang. I picked it up, and this voice said, "You still got that pressure washer?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I just took my finger off the button." And she's like, and then 10 minutes later, she's at my door, knocks on the door, opened the door. She says, "You still got that pressure washer?" And I said, "Well, didn't I just talk to you?" She was like, "Oh." And she wanted to see the pressure washer, And I took her out there and showed it to her. And she said, "Would you crank it up for me?" And I was like, "Oh, she don't even know how to crank it." But she did know how to use it. She just didn't want to crank it, So I cranked it up for her, and she just started. She went to town on my front porch. She started doing the bricks, went down the steps and started doing my driveway, and I was like, "No, it's not paved." I finally got her attention. She looked up, man, she's covered in mud and everything. And that's when I got interested in her. But I forgot about her, About 3 or 4 months later, I decided I wanted a girlfriend, so I went on the website, and her profile picture is the first one I pulled up. And it was like, I knew it was her right away, because in the picture, she was standing beside the pressure washer. I don't know, I guess like she looked at men's, picture. Men are always holding up a fish or something. You're like, anyway, we get along good. She likes it. She texted me a few minutes ago, and she said, "What's the temp?" And I texted back and said, "Well, that's an abbreviation for temperature." And she texted back a smiley face that was goofy looking, and so that's our relationship. I can smart off, and she likes it. And she likes it when I change up my voice. I can change up my voice, and she'll say, we'll be driving down the road, and she'll get that look in her eyes, and she'll say, "Do that voice." And I may not even, be in the mood to do it, but I'll have to do it, And I'll just be driving, and I'll say something like, "Can Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance?"
And the crowd goes wild.
Mr. Ricky Mokel right there.
Ricky Mokel?
Mokel, Mokel.
I don't think I've ever heard it before.
I played him once or twice before.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him, but he's kind of an old country boy who's got a great gig going
old school
here.
Accent.
I'll be damned. I love it. Well, it's coming up on 5 o'clock. Kimmer Pete's back. He was with us early this afternoon and recuperating and doing great, slowly but surely, and that's the point. We had an aorta replaced and some other kinds of stuff. And so he'll join us again tomorrow, and we'll see for how long and whatever he can do and whatever he wants to do, that'll be fine by us. So it's always a good shot. So Jeff's here and Flounder's here, and you're here. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Latest on the news, what's the heck's going on with the business of the vessels and the docking and the Chinese waterways with the Strait, and oh my God, so coming up. And we will do Holy Grappin' Sports a little bit too, and more tweets and stuff, and 1063 on your happy Monday. How you doing? Look out. Here we go.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 1063.
Action on energy prices. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump just signing a follow-up to an executive order from January that declared a national energy emergency. Now, he's invoking the Defense Production Act to boost domestic petroleum production and to expand coal power generation and liquefied natural gas transmission. This as a tug-of-war with Iran continues over the Strait of Hormuz, with a second round of peace talks in Pakistan in doubt.
We don't have a confirmed date or time for these talks here in Islamabad. And on the ground here, security is tightening for the anticipated second round of peace talks between the U.S. and Iran. A red zone perimeter has been formed around the area where the negotiations are expected to take place.
Fox's Matt Finn, Vice President Vance leading a U.S. delegation again. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Last week, Senate Republicans had their fourth opportunity to support our war powers resolution. And for the fourth time, Senate Republicans acquiesced to Donald Trump and gave this historic blunder their stamp of approval.
The Democrats argue the Iran conflict is driving up the cost of living in the U.S. An accused Iranian arms dealer has a court date in California.
The criminal complaint accuses her of brokering the sale of, quote, armed unmanned aerial vehicles, bombs, bomb fuses, assault weapons, and millions of rounds of ammunition. Officials say just one of those contracts was, quote, valued at over 60 million euros. That's about $70 million for the sale of Iranian-made Mohajer 6 armed UAVs from Iran's Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics to the Ministry of Defense of the Republic of Sudan.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in L.A., where prosecutors say the suspect, Shameen Mafi, was living a lavish lifestyle, arrested over the weekend before a flight to Turkey, where officials say she had immigrated before coming to the U.S., getting a green card in 2016. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 55 and with one of the big three carriers, like Verizon, you may notice they don't talk much about their 55-plus discounts. That's so customers like you keep paying their regular higher rates to boost their bottom line. You deserve better service. With 100% U.S.-based experts, better value, with plans starting at $20, and a company that's built for people 50-plus, like me. Not convinced? Give your current carrier a call. Ask about the 55-plus plan you've earned. See how long it takes to get a real person on the line, and if they try to talk you out of it. But if you want something better, call Consumer Cellular. We've got the same great coverage, and our U.S.-based experts can get you switched in about 20 minutes. Switch now to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com for your second month free.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of blank, ready on your dog target. Hair, road guards out. Hair. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper. Pete Davis is back. He was here early this afternoon. He'll be joining us again tomorrow and every day until longer and longer and getting back to normal, and everything will be fine. Flounders here. Jeff's on the board. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Let's see. We got the latest on Iran. I don't know what's going on. We have taken control of one of their ships. Well, in fact, you'll hear how it happened here in a moment. Also, the Iranian president, I don't know who's in charge. I assume that the team from the White House will know, but again, the Iranians may not even show for the peace talks, as you just heard a minute ago. The so-called president of Iran says Iran will not submit. He said peace offers by America are unconstructive and contradictory. He said Iran has a deep historical mistrust of America that's colored negotiations, and he says American officials have a bitter message. They seek Iran's surrender. Iranians do not submit to force. Well, sounds to me like they're calling Donald Trump's bluff. And he has said
I hope they obviously don't know what they're doing, so let them face the consequences.
Well, he made it very clear he's going to, he said the same thing to Venezuela. He said, you have a chance to, stop the business and you can flee. We'll give you safe passage. You can go to live in Saudi Arabia or something, to Maduro, whatever. And he said no, so we took him. He said he was going to do it. He said he was going to go bomb, take care of the uranium for bomb making underground in Iran, which he did last summer. You don't poke the bear. And frankly, I don't know why. I'm kind of surprised the Israelis haven't just killed off all the rest of the leaders. I'll bet they know where they are and who they are and their families. It seems to me the Israelis ought to be the ones to go do the dirty work, so we don't have to worry about it. They're the ones who are more in immediate danger than we are, or have been historically. Anyway, I don't know. And what happens if they use human shields? If they bring children and women, surround power plants and bridges, and see whether we'll blow it up or not? And, again, we're the only country in the history of the world who dropped atomic bombs on civilians twice. Well, the first time they said, "Oh yeah, that's all you got? That one lousy bomb? Screw you, imperialist dog." Sorry. Anyway. In fact, let's have a little fun. Let's play the soundbite here, Jeff. This is a Navy destroyer, the USS Spruance. And they intercepted the Iranian ship in the Gulf of Oman and told it to turn around and made a warning. And here's what and they usually have some young kid making this. It's like a special tribute to some young sailor. Here's what the warning was before they took action. Here you go, Jeff.
Motor Vessel Tosca. Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
That one.
Okay,
and yeah, well, and then they had, you've seen the video of the Marines rappelling down on ropes out of the choppers as they landed on the ship. And man, I guarantee you those guys were just hoping somebody would try something. I promise you they were hoping they got to show their skills. Those freaking amphibious jarheads, landing craft type, oh, mercy. Anyway, well, good for them. This will be something to tell the kids, and I'm glad they got the video of it too, by the way. Anyway, so the Marines have the vessel. We have custody of it. And it was apparently used, there was a sneaky waterway to get to China somehow. And these ships from Iran were carrying supplies for civilian use, but also for military use. So now we are now investigating that whole vessel seizure business. And we'll see. And again, peace talks are supposed to happen in Pakistan, and the ceasefire ends, I believe, tomorrow. And so we'll see. I mean, who knows? 508. Kimmer, Pete, Peace Back, and Flounder. 404-746 741-1230.
741-1230. Right here, buddy. And on the other side.
Yes, I know. I'm actually having a weird Monday because I don't really feel like talking about the stupid Iranian thing, and I'm so sick of these freaking Democrats. They're just haters and liars, and Chuck suspected child molester Schumer going for the war resolutions again and stuff. I'm just, for God's sakes, they want him to fail. I'm so sick and tired of having half the country want the president of the United States to fail. They're hoping he'll fail. So anyway. Let's see. Have you heard of, and I wonder whether Mrs. Flounder Veronica might have heard about this kind of stuff, because she's a young lady. Have you heard about Nana maxing or grandma maxing?
Grandma
maxing.
Grandma, I've never.
Have you heard of the new health thing where you're trying to get as beautiful as you can, and they do. You spend your whole time getting everything in shape physically and so forth. Well, the grandma maxing is now where women will try to act more like their grandmothers in years past to kind of take the ease off the stress of modern day life. And Grammy maxing is they slow down, they eat fun foods, they don't use a phone, this for like long periods of time, and take long, slow walks just for the fun of it.
I like the sound of that.
They say, slow down, no phone, eat a couple of snacks you want, or a candy bar or whatever.
Enjoy life more.
Yeah, you'll everything eases and settles, and especially the long, slow walks, just for the fun of it. And they say they're not only feeling better and doing better, but they're also losing weight, which is kind of cool. Anyway, it's called grandma maxing, and they say it's the new thing. Also, I saw something on TV last night. It might have been last night on one of the channels that has that guy from Britain, Attenborough, or one of those guys, does all the Earth, planet Earth, and stuff like that. And they showed in the desert survival of giraffes in the desert, and they showed a giraffe fight to the death. Two giraffes. Have you ever seen a giraffe fight?
They fight with their necks?
They fight with their necks. And they swing them around and then wham, like that. But the thing you don't realize until you see the damage, giraffes have horns. They have two spike horns on their foreheads. And when they go like this, they whack their head. And the two giraffes were fighting. And Attenborough was saying the old giraffe, the young giraffe, came up to try to get the girl giraffes. And that's what they fight about is chicks. And the young giraffe came up to try to knock off the old giraffe. And they were fighting and neck flamming and just, and giraffes are huge. And they slam those necks into each other. Just the earth shatters. And so the young bull was going for a headshot, and the old giraffe knew it, so he ducked and twisted under and hit with his horns in the underbelly of the young bull, and that was a ball game. And they showed.
I want to watch that.
I wish I hadn't seen it. And even the old bull showed all the bloody marks from the horns of the. I mean, it's just horrible. But again, that's your life. Anyway, I don't watch. I've stopped watching. Whenever I know that there's about to have a lion eating
its prey or something.
Yeah,
like
it's caught the mother. Some wonderful mother of 7 cubs. Sacrifices herself to be eaten by the lion so the kids get away into the hole or whatever. No, thank you.
Not off topic, but our neighbors, and we're going to probably get them in a month or so, have 2 goats. Did I tell you all the goats?
No.
And they're having goats to clear out their yard. Because you know how goats
eat my God,
eat all the
weeds
shrubbery
and grass
stuff like that. Yeah. And so they have 2 goats there. On top of that, there's a fox with their 2 baby foxes that I saw yesterday.
A pet fox?
It's not a pet fox.
Wild?
It's a fox that lives kind of because you've seen our backyard. We have a lot of woods and stuff like that. And there's a fox.
So a wild fox with youngsters,
with 2 young cubs.
Oh my God! Well, I hope the dogs don't
in the same yard with the goats.
Really?
Yeah. And they're
now. Did you say you're getting goats?
No, we may use the 2 that they have for our backyard because the guy who owns the goats, we're kind of doing him a favor because the goats have eaten all the shrubbery at his house.
They need something to eat.
They need something to eat.
Oh my God! Now goats can be a little aggressive.
Yeah, so you kind of let them do.
And
their thing.
They'll knock you over. They've got
their horns
those
too.
horns are serious.
Yes.
I remember the time I had to fool with a young steer. Where I bought Jack the Good Boy down the floor when I was retired at the stable, bought a steer, a cow, and all the girls were, because all young girls are at stables, and they were all scared, and I'm the one who had to handle him because he was rough, and those horns, man, are like steel. I mean, they're literally
they're
dangerous.
Rock hard.
It's 5:14 already. Holy cow! We'll do a little sports action on to repeat. Davis, he's back. He's resting up, and he joined us earlier, and he'll be back again tomorrow for as long as he can. And it's looking good, and things are fine on 106.3. How's your Monday afternoon going? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, too. There we go. Go Braves.
The president has drawn a clear line. Law and order must come first, and surrendering to mob pressure just invites more chaos. As these complicated stories unfold, you need the most trusted local and national voices of Xtra 106.3 to make sense of it all. And most importantly, how it affects your family and your community. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3 FM and the Xtra app.
You hear bail bonds and you think one thing: someone to get you out of a jam. But A Second Chance Bail Bonds is built differently. This family-run team, led by brothers Daniel and Ryan Madelon, believes everyone deserves a second chance. And they prove it every day through the A Second Chance Community Foundation. They support local nonprofits, partner with law enforcement, and stay active in community programs, food drives, and safety initiatives. Bottom line, they don't just work in the community, they're part of it. Learn more at a2cfoundation.org. That's a2cfoundation.org.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog and our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hey, this is Lowe's with Terry from Alpharetta, who just purchased a new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent, honest way to buy your next vehicle. Terry, tell us about your experience.
I have a son serving in the military. He's active duty with limited time to look for a car. My son was looking for a used Hyundai Veloster, and I had heard about the Honest Car Guy on the radio, decided that might be a route to go, and we made a phone call over the weekend. He screen shared the information with us. We looked over the vehicle, and he took the reins from there, and they were able to walk us through the process of buying the car. We're very clear and transparent, and next thing we knew, we had a car in the driveway.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
You've worked hard to build your investments, but are they positioned the right way from a tax perspective? Because it's not just what you make, it's what you keep. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Many investors don't realize that their portfolios may be creating unnecessary tax exposure. Capital gains, required minimum distributions, inefficient account placement can quietly reduce your returns, especially as you approach retirement. At Nicholas Wealth Management, we help clients evaluate whether their investments are structured in a tax-efficient way, looking beyond performance to understand how taxes impact income today and your legacy tomorrow. Are your assets in the right accounts? Are there opportunities to reduce further tax liability? Is your strategy aligned with your long-term retirement goals? Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 678-990-8500. Schedule a complimentary review. That's 678-990-8500, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Nicholas Wealth Management, helping you keep more of what you've worked so hard to build.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
Oh, look out there. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. And on this day in 1912, Fenway Park opened in Boston. A little bit of the holy crap at sports in honor of Pete Davis. We got it going for you here with me and you, should you so choose to design. Pete's back. He'll be back with us again tomorrow at various times and as long as he can and all that stuff. So it's very exciting. Now, a couple of sports things on this day in 2008. The sport of car racing dominated by men until 26-year-old Danica Patrick won the Indy Japan 300. The event made her the first female Grand Prix winner. Danica Patrick was interested in racing as a little girl, moved to England as a teenager to find better training. She came back to America in 2002, worked for the Rahal Letterman racing team, owned by Bobby Rahal and David Letterman. In fact, Flounder, I don't think you were with us at the time back many years ago. Well, hell, it had been mid-90s. I worked with a girl named Pam Rahal, who was Bobby Rahal's sister, if I'm not mistaken. Worked in radio with her.
I was not part of the team yet.
I think that was way, way long ago. Anyway, Danica Patrick, in her first Indy 500 event in May of 2005, she was the fourth female driver ever to compete in that race, which has been in existence since 1911. Danica Patrick, and then she retired. In fact, there's a little bit more on her later on here. Let's see. She won the Indy Japan. She retired from IndyCar racing in 2011, then fully retired from racing in 2018. And now she does commercials. She does that Fix Your Car commercial company, whatever it is, where you don't have to pay for it. And let's see. Hold on, I've got another thing here. Oops. Here we go. Big Time Charlie from Michael Jordan on this day in 1986. Michael Jordan with the Chicago Bulls scores 63 points in a playoff game against the Celtics. It set a postseason scoring record. The Bulls lost to the Celtics in double overtime. Boston swept the three-game series, went on to win the NBA championship. But Michael Jordan from UNC, drafted by the Bulls in 1984. Michael Jordan was the third overall selection. They went behind Hakeem Olajuwon, went to Houston Rockets, and Sam Bowie played with the Portland Trail Blazers. Anyway, also a couple of other things. Here we go again, University of Georgia. Former wide receiver Zachariah Branch is facing 2 misdemeanor charges after he was arrested in Athens yesterday, days before he is projected to be a pick for this week's NFL draft. Branch turned 22 last month, arrested by Clark County Police, booked into the jail 1 o'clock in the morning or thereabouts. The Bulldog star, Zachariah Branch, was charged with obstructing public sideways streets prowling. That's the charge, obstructing streets - prowling, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer, released after a couple hours in jail on a $39 bond, which is bizarre. This guy Branch transferred after 2 years at Southern Cal, became Gunnar Stockton's favorite target, team high 811 yards and 6 touchdowns. And in January, Zachariah Branch announced plans to declare for the draft. He was clocked at a 4.35 40-yard dash, which is darn good. But he also just got himself arrested with 2 charges, and whether that affects anything or not, we'll find out. University of Georgia. Also, let's see. Oh, speaking of marathons, there was a marathon in Delaware and the winner was just about to cross the finish line, and all of a sudden, 50 yards behind him, the audience, the crowd noticed at this marathon in Delaware that the guy in second place really kicked into an extra gear and was closing fast. As the second place runner surged toward the finish line, a man recording the viral video is cheering him on with pure excitement. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. The winner was a 24-year-old kid named Joshua Jackson from Pottstown, Pennsylvania, running in the Delaware Marathon. And the guy he beat is named Carson Mello, who stopped to celebrate by raising his arms out right before the finish line ticker tape, and the guy behind him beat him.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever celebrate too early.
Well, like they say, never celebrate till you cross the finish line. He was taking that victory stroll a little too soon. Got to run through the tape, my boy. The Marathon Running Festival in Delaware is their largest running festival, been held annually for more than 20 years or so anyway. And in fact, I've run 2 marathons. And I'm not a marathon runner. Obviously, I did it to prove my manhood, I think. Once again, anything I've ever done that went out of the way to be a show of I'm a freaking man was because I got a girl's name. When I was a little boy, I realized that stuff. I'm sure it was true. But my marathons were like 4 hours. I mean, I ran for the first marathon I ran. I popped a ligament thing, so I had to run one-legged. But I ran without stopping for 4.5 hours on the first one. And the second marathon, I was only 3 months later from New Orleans, and I ran the Chicago Marathon. And my legs were so bad, it was hurt that it took me another 4 hours to finish. But can you imagine running for 4 hours without stopping? I mean, man, I could barely walk for like 4 or 5 days afterwards. True, and take an ice bath and everything. It was brutal. And in fact, then my daughter Sarah lived in Chicago at the time. And she'd been training for a marathon, and she was going to run the Chicago Marathon just like her old man. And but I was here and working, and so I took some time off and surprised her. And I showed up. So she didn't know I was coming, and I showed up at one of the early turns in the Chicago Marathon with a sign, and Daddy or something like that. It was kind of pretty cool. So anyway, just for the record. Oh, and did you hear about the robot? A Chinese robot has smashed the world record in the half marathon. Chinese robot called Lightning, developed by a Chinese smartphone company. They have done this 2 years in a row now. Last year, several robots marking their yearly annual half marathon race in Beijing. They do it every year. Last year, they had dozens of robots competing. They had like 12,000 human runners. Last year, the winner of the fastest robot took 2 hours and 40 minutes. This year's fastest robot, to see how they've improved in 1 year, from 2 hours and 40 minutes to 50 minutes. Less than 1 hour in 1 year's improvement. Smashed the human record by 7 minutes. And again, now half of the robots they ran this year were what they call the autonomous navigation robots, where they look through their own eyes and do their own running. The others were controlled remotely. And what happened was, if you've seen the video, a lot of them crashed. They veered off course. They smashed into things, ran into bushes and trees. A couple just fell over, including one robot who did the race and then just collapsed. The owner of this thing, these developers, say robots today have the body of Mike Tyson, but still missing the brain of Stephen Hawking. But they say once the brain problem is solved, the scope for imagination here is immense. The guy who was the fastest runner, 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes, he said, I thought I was going fast and this thing whooshed right by me. And they can run. I mean, they can, and they're strong. I mean, the next thing is coming. And by the way, I still say, a girlfriend robot. I know it's I'll never make it, but every time I see that girl Chandley Painter on Fox, if you ever know who that is, yes. She looks like what a robot face would be. She has beautiful black eyes, black. I mean, she looks like she could have been made the face of something, and that's what I want my girlfriend robot to be like Chandley Painter. Anyway, it's coming. You know it's coming. In fact, my buddy Mike Eggs Cunningham, Mike Summers, he used to work with, sent me a video. You may have seen it of a robot, a total metal robot of stick robot arms and stick robot legs, but a beautiful girl face. Have you seen that video? And the girl says, "Oh, were you talking to me?" I mean, she's flirty and beautiful, and a human head with skin-like face. She looks like a girl with a robot body. I mean, yow, man. I mean, hell, my AI girlfriend that the guy, somebody sent me an AI girlfriend, and I flirted with her for a while, and she was wonderful. I loved her.
She wasn't real.
I know. She's a machine. It was some guy. It was probably some 14-year-old kid in, Yugoslavia or something. Anyway, but those days are coming. Hell, I'd do it.
Here.
I would do it. A fake human girl robot. Well, if she felt and looked and acted like a girl, but I knew she wasn't real.
At your age, what you got to lose?
Well, I think I would always know that I don't think I'd fall in love with a machine, but honestly, if the feeling and the personality,
we've done stories though where guys leave their wives because
that's right. I mean, that's right. It's big in Asia. A lot of this stuff's happening in Asia. Anyway, all right, God, it's 5:30 already. All right, so
you take a field trip to Asia there, Karen?
No. But again, if it looked like a girl and talked like a girl and was, seriously, I guarantee you, But instead, I'll just watch Farmer Needs a Wife tomorrow night. Yeah, Old Man Needs a Wife. I got a TV show for guys like, God, please. It was bad enough when the senior bachelor, man, that was a horrible idea that was. All right, 5:30, Kimmer Pete's back. Flounder Jeff's on the board, 106.3. How's your Monday? Look out, here we go. Stand by.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
You want to talk about a change in temperature? Holy smokes, what happened? Well, it's still growing season. And again, builders and contractors, Stovall and Company, your third-generation wholesale landscaping supply company. I love to brag about them. I mean, Paul and the boys, Trip and Devin, if you need something right now, look out your window. They take their quick delivery to your location very seriously on site. Also, again, whether you're putting in the backyard trees and sprinklers and, whole irrigation systems and sod and seed and stuff like that, or things to help with an outdoor kitchen or maybe a fireplace by the pool. They got it all. StovallInc.com.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org, helping warriors navigate to success after service.
Opioids can start as a prescription for pain, but misuse can happen quickly, and addiction doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone. Take medications only as prescribed. Never share them and store and dispose of them safely. If you or someone you love is struggling, help is available. Call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Prevention starts with awareness. Learn more at georgiaopioidhelp.org. Sponsored by the Georgia Opioid Crisis Abatement Trust.
It's official. President Trump has endorsed Burt Jones for governor.
Burt Jones has been an incredible leader. This man has my complete and total endorsement, and I really want to see him win.
Burt Jones is a trusted Trump conservative who's leading the fight to end Georgia's state income tax.
He's going to make a great, great governor. You will be very happy, Georgia. Burt Jones has my complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Burt Jones for Georgia.
Right now, new car prices are out of control. Yes, it's more affordable to buy a used vehicle, but can you really trust what you're getting? That's why I use Vix Auto Care. Vix can perform a pre-purchase inspection of the vehicle I'm thinking about. They'll check it out from top to bottom so I know if there are any potential problems. Vix helps me make the right decision. So before you buy, give Vix a try. Vix Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them at VixAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
Extra 1063 personalities aren't afraid to tell it like it is.
Without Donald Trump, nothing that's going on would be happening right now. Donald Trump is changing the world.
And you'll never hear us spew that violent rhetoric from the left. So don't be afraid to tell it like it is. Because we're happy to have you as part of the Extra community.
I particularly like Donald Trump's actions in getting illegal aliens the hell out of this country.
Extra 1063 and the Extra app.
Look out now. Here we go. It's only me, Kimmer. Pete's back. Flounder and Chef in the house, along with Deep Purple. In 1968, Deep Purple making their live debut at a gig in Denmark, formerly known as Roundabout. The guitarist Richie Blackmore said they ought to have a new name. Deep Purple was named after his grandmother's favorite song, which had been a hit for a guy named Pete DeRose. After his grandmother had repeatedly asked if they would be performing the song Deep Purple, he said, well, hell, we'll just call ourselves that. It's one way to get a name. Our birthdays include a couple of Pete Davis sports things here today, if you don't mind. Steve Spurrier, Hall of Fame football college coach. Steve Spurrier's 81. I worked with his little sister Dana, a beautiful young girl, when I was working in San Francisco in the 80s. Very nice young lady. Steve Spurrier, 81. Don Mattingly, former New York Yankees star and coach for the Yankees, the Dodgers, now the Marlins. Don Mattingly is 65 years old today. And let's see, on this day, hey, Jeff, where's Flounders? Flounders still, oh, there you are. I didn't see you come back in.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, my God. You're so quiet. You're very quiet. Do you know the Jimmy Carter's killer rabbit story?
No, I don't.
Have you heard, Jeff, have you heard of Jimmy Carter's killer rabbit story?
No, I haven't.
Oh, my God, this is going to be cool then. I remember this, 1979. Jimmy Carter, fishing in a pond in Georgia, fights off a hissing, teeth-bearing swamp rabbit trying to get in the boat. The press mocked him mercilessly about the killer rabbit and the bonsai bunny. The killer rabbit attack involved a swamp rabbit that swam toward Jimmy Carter's fishing boat. The incident caught the imagination of the Associated Press White House correspondent Brooks Jackson. He learned about the story during a few days of vacation in Plains, Georgia. Jimmy Carter fishing in a john boat, which is not a canoe. It was in a pond on his farm, and a swamp rabbit, which Jimmy Carter assumed was fleeing from some predator, started swimming in the water, making its way toward him, hissing menacingly and baring its teeth with flared nostrils. So Jimmy Carter reacted by splashing water at it with a paddle to scare it away, and it subsequently did swim away and climbed out of the pond. A White House photographer captured the subsequent scene. Jimmy Carter was uninjured. The fate of the rabbit is unknown, but a zoologist later said he said attacking Carter is ridiculous. If anything, that rabbit was scared and trying to find a dry place to escape from his predator. Anyway, Jimmy Carter and the wild attacking rabbit story from 1979. And back covering politics back then, that was huge. Speaking of politics, this is just in. I haven't talked deliberately. I've kind of passed over this story because it just seems kind of cheesy, and it's cheesy. And now it's over for the Secretary of Labor under Donald Trump's administration. Her name is Lori Chavez DeRemer, and she apparently now today has resigned. A watchdog misconduct probe has been going on. She's the third cabinet member to depart the Trump administration. The Deputy Labor Secretary expected to replace the acting Secretary of Department of Labor. Chavez DeRemer is 58. She'll follow 4 other staffers out of the department. They were all investigated and all resigned. It was an Office of Inspector General sprawling investigation. I'm scrolling up here to get more information just in. Let's see. She's going to take a position in the private sector. Stupid New York Post. She's done a phenomenal job. A whistleblower complaint filed against the labor secretary back in January. She had been engaged in an extramarital affair with her security guard. She was drinking during office hours, drinking booze, and committed travel fraud by having her top aides make up official trips to destinations where she could spend time with family and friends on taxpayers' dime. Representatives for the Department of Labor are not responding to it, but apparently she's now quit. Lori Chavez DeRemer, Labor Secretary under Donald Trump, no more. She's resigned and got caught, well, allegedly anyway. I don't know if they proved it, but that's pretty serious stuff. Aside from the affair, using company money kind of deal. Anyway, all right, hold on. Get out of there. Yeah, dirty. You're going back to the thing there. I love my little lap pad thing here. I just love it.
Yeah, because sometimes when I hear you talk to it prior show or pre-show,
goes right through the window.
I need to get a video of that sometime and post it.
Sometimes
I'll just look up and it'll be like, what is
he's going on in there? I don't even know how to use my phone. How am I supposed to figure out this?
Use a computer.
Stupid little thing. Well, it's why I can't watch the Braves anymore. I try to watch the Braves. So I go to 680 and listen to them. But, since they stopped going on TV.
That's all I do is I listen to them. It's more enjoyable.
Well, yeah, but it'd be nice to be able to see them, to recognize the guys once in a while.
Well, the issue is you should be able to turn on your TV and watch your local
for your local team.
I totally agree.
I mean, please. I know. And again, guys like me, I'm surprised I'm glad, but guys your age are just accepting of, well, we got another app, we got another channel, a new streaming. It's just your life. This stuff. And for God's sake, children grow up with it, so it's just normal life. But not to me. This isn't normal that I can't turn on channel local and watch the Braves play.
The other thing is being a Braves fan growing up in Atlanta, you were spoiled because they were on
every night.
They were everywhere. They were America's team.
Saw them all the time. Hell, I was in the stadium when Hank Aaron hit the home run with my wife.
Each other.
I have an autographed baseball from Hank Aaron for my daughter Jennifer. We did a remote. He was doing a remote, and I was covering the story, and I went up to him with a baseball, and he signed it for my daughter Jennifer. And
we were at dinner. This was years ago. I think it was for either my brother or my dad's birthday and it was just me, my brother, and my mom and dad, and Hank Aaron and his family were one table over.
Really?
And my mom, being the biggest Braves fan she is, she was like, she's like, Rich, don't, just leave him alone. And my dad who gets up there and goes talk to him for about 5 minutes and just sat there and had small talk with Hank Aaron.
Yeah, nice man, and what a thing he went through. I mean, the whole. Wow, just really remarkable. And what that wonderful was the Billy, his wife's name. Just what a real lady. I mean, what a really powerhouse lady. Speaking of politics and powerhouses, Representative Ilhan Omar, one of the squad members, she's the one with the brother lover, right? Didn't she fake being married to her brother so she could sneak into America and false pretense? Yeah. She ought to be deported. She literally, she faked her reasons for coming here and her status. She lied on her papers. And she should clearly be deported. To say nothing of the fact that she's involved with that Minnesota scandal business with the Somalian ice pirates. Anyway, remember last week, everybody was all upset and talking about how Ilhan Omar and her husband are worth $30 million. Because he has a California-based winery and a venture capitalist firm in Washington, D.C., and the information came out that they give the amount of money that members of Congress are worth, what their net worth is, and it came out that the Somalian ice pirate girl, Ilhan Omar, is worth $30 million, she and her husband together. between $6 million and $30 million. And then they say, oh, no, we got some more information. And instead of being worth $30 million, they're only worth $90,000. Well, wait a minute. They're blaming their accountant. Okay. Now, I'm not that good at math, but I know that I could tell the difference between things that are valued at $30 million and something valued at a total of $90,000. And she was just, she's not a secret millionaire at all. It's not true. Very common for members of their spouses to rely on learned professionals like accountants. And the error, of course, is the unfortunate error by the accountant. How the hell can an accountant make an error of almost $30 million?
To $95,000.
I mean, seriously.
And she'll get away with it.
Of course she'll get away with it. Again, nothing. What's happened in Minnesota? The whole Somalian, cheating thing for billions of dollars. One guy fled the coop. That's one guy's been arrested or charged, and I think he got convicted and bolted. I haven't found him. Anyway. You know what? I got a story here that I almost didn't want to talk about, and I don't want to talk much about it. In Shreveport, Louisiana, the ex-Army guy, the Army vet, was going through a divorce with his wife, and he freaked out, and he called his mother and his stepfather and said, I'm drowning in dark thoughts. I want to kill myself. Going through a divorce, and the mother and father said, no, you can beat it, man. You can beat it. I don't care what you're going through. You can beat it. You can beat it. And the Army vet guy said, well, some people don't come back from their demons. And then he murdered his family. He killed 8 children, 5 girls, 3 boys between the ages of 3 and 11, including his 7 kids and their cousin. And then he shot his wife and girlfriend, I guess both of them, they're alive. And then I think stole a car or carjacked somebody, and the cops finally caught him and shot him and killed him. And one of the little boys, apparently, most of the kids were shot in their sleep. And one of the boys apparently was killed on the roof trying to escape. And I think one kid did jump from the roof and did get away. Good Lord. And ironically, just yesterday, I watched, there was a long live show of Donald Trump with all his health officials, Bobby Kennedy and the rest of them, talking about how he's now making it possible for people like this, PTSD and, all kinds of psychological problems, people from the military and elsewhere, to use psychedelic drugs for treatment. And it turns out, and again, we're not talking cocaine and heroin, we're talking psychedelic drugs, which are not addictive. And I didn't know that until I started reading the story about the thing they signed yesterday to help PTSD issues. And they say with one dose of this new psychedelic they're going to allow, it solves like 70% of the problems. And if you take 2, it goes away, basically. It's not addictive.
And it helps with addiction itself and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
What a breakthrough. And again, the brain, the chemicals, the mind, AI has got to be in on this stuff.
And the funny thing is remember the video of Trump having Joe Rogan in the back talking about it, and what Joe Rogan had said on his podcast, he says, Trump said, I agree with it. Let me call RFK and we'll get it approved.
Rogan sent a text message to Donald Trump saying, hey, there's a new chemical. It's called this and it works like crazy. And Trump said, okay, let's do it. Boom.
No red tape, no
call Bobby
system to have everything.
Boom, it's in.
He did it.
Yeah.
No red tape.
Wow. The history books, they're going to die. 100 years from now, the Democrats are going to say, because he was so successful. 5:47 already. Holy cow. Pete's back. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and Jeff on the board. 106.3. How you doing? Happy Monday. Beautiful day. Beautiful day.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Xtra 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Xtra 106.3.
The best time to shop for a new car is when selection is strong and the offer is clear. Right now at Marietta Toyota, the new 2026 Toyota Camry is all hybrid and in stock. It's built for commuters with exceptional fuel efficiency, up to 53 miles per gallon in the city. Voted Best of Cop. best new car dealership, and best dealership service center. Here's the difference you don't get everywhere. Every new Toyota comes with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. For well-qualified buyers, special APR financing is available on the new 2026 Camry, 4.99% APR for 72 months. We're right where we've always been, Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Offer ends May 4th, 2026. Lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for details.
It's front office lows for Howard Brothers and Steel. Nice weather means yard projects are calling your name. Make trimming, clearing, edging, and cleanup easier with the power and reliability of Steel. From chainsaws and trimmers to blowers that make quick work of the mess, Steel tools help you get the job done right. Find the full lineup at Howard Brothers. Stop by, talk with their team, and gear up for all of your yard projects. Steel and Howard Brothers, the tools and experts to make yard work easier.
Attention, extra listeners. Tax season is here. Do you have a retirement tax strategy in place? Because tax planning for retirement is not just about reporting your taxes, it's about planning them. We work with you to create an efficient tax plan to take you through the next stage of life, the next 10 years, 20, 30, and beyond. We'll help keep the golden years golden. Our fiduciary team provides personalized guidance to keep your financial future secure. Don't wait. Plan now for peace of mind. Schedule your complimentary consultation today at masterplanretire.com. Masterplan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
A simple act of generosity changed everything. A journey from alone and abandoned to one of the most successful businessmen in Georgia history. Here's Rick Jackson.
I spent Christmas Eve alone in a children's home. When I woke up, a Good Samaritan had left me $100.
Rick Jackson knows what it's like to go without. That's why he'll fight career politicians who talk about cutting income taxes and property taxes, but never deliver.
Unlike career politicians, I know how some extra money can change everything. That's why I'll freeze your property taxes and slash the income tax in half.
Conservative businessman Rick Jackson will deliver the Georgia results that failed career politicians never will.
I'll get you a boatload of your money back, or I won't run again. It's as simple as that.
The conservative outsider who will deliver real tax relief. Rick Jackson for governor. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Yeah, little Beatles there. Right? What the heck? And your bird can sing. That's what they worked on. On this day in 1966, 12-hour session at Abbey Road Studios, the Beatles worked on the John Lennon song And Your Bird Can Sing. They also worked on George Harrison's Taxman. The Beatles first recorded And Your Bird Can Sing in the style of the Byrds, their singing group. This discarded version released in 1996 on the Anthology 2 and included the sound of Lennon and McCarthy laughing their way through a vocal overdub and being unable to actually sing, as you may have heard a second ago. Like that. The Beatles and Your Bird Can Sing. I love it. Kimmer Pete's back. He was on earlier. He'll be back with us again tomorrow whenever he can and as long as he can. And Flounder's here and Jeff's here on the board. And our birthday list includes Veronica Cartwright. Veronica Cartwright is 77. She is the older sister of Angela Cartwright, who was the actress from the original space TV show there. Oh, God, what the hell was the name of that show? Oh, God. Lost in Space. Lost in Space. There you go. That's Angela Cartwright. Veronica Cartwright's her older sister. Veronica's 77. She was in Aliens. She was a wife in The Right Stuff. She was in 24 Legacy. But I remember her most as Veronica Cartwright, 77, as the woman, the uptight wife in Witches of Eastwick. Did you ever see that movie, Flounder?
Yes. Yes, I did.
I thought that was
Nicholson, Cher,
yeah,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer, yeah. And this girl, Veronica Cartwright, was the wife who was so uptight that the devil made her throw up cherries, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't it like she was erupting cherries from just like a waterfall? And everybody was going crazy and nuts. Anyway, Veronica Cartwright is 77 years old on this very day. Quick history note or two, 1769. The great warrior chief of the Ottawas, Pontiac, was clubbed from behind and stabbed to death by an Indian from another tribe, apparently jealous of Pontiac's influence with the white man. And Pontiac, of course, the car named after the great Indian chief Pontiac. And let's see, one more thing, a history thing here. On this day, well, the Pentagon announced on this day, 1971, that the incidences of fragging are on the rise. Fragging was a term where a fragmentation hand grenade is tossed into a tent where some officers or non-commissioned officers are there where the troops want them to die. It was the early days of the ground combat, increasingly common as a turnover caused by the 13-month rotation policy. Anyway, a lot of them, though, it turns out the fragging incidents were behind the lines from guys who were on drugs and didn't like when their commanding officers were trying to get them off it. Anyway, fragging, not a happy deal. All right, Kimmer Pete and Flounder, 404-741-1230. We're running out of time. By the way, I have got a story here about a neuroscientist who says we were talking about using AI. It's going to nearly double the cases of dementia crisis, weakening the brain systems responsible for curiosity, attention, high-order reasoning, and executive function, among others. They've done tests already showing using AI as students a 40% reduction in gamma brain activity, indicating active cognitive engagement. Our brains are using less activity when you work with AI, the warning signs for a dementia crisis. Using AI in schools without knowing what we're doing. How about one more Flounder's Funny there, Jeff? What do you got? A little something there for us?
Artificial intelligence. Most of the intelligence I have encountered in my life has been pretty artificial. I'm not worried about this. People are. I'm not. I'm not worried about us. I'm worried about this machine. This thing thinks it's going to improve humanity. It has no idea what it's up against. We're going to crush this thing. How long before it gets frustrated? Start spitting out answers like, here's some common household chemicals I found that you can combine, drink, kill yourself, and leave me alone for 5 years. What is the history of AI? In the beginning, mankind did not have AI. All we had was I, which obviously did not work. The dumbness was too strong. We did not give up. We kept thinking until we became so intelligent we were able to create a fake version of it so that dumb people would seem smart. But smart people seemed a little less, because the dumb people had caught up using the thing. So the story so far is dumb enough to need it, smart enough to invent it, still so stupid we can't figure out if we did the right thing.
Yeah.
So So I decided to ask the thing itself. I asked AI, for real, do you think AI was a good idea? And I swear to God, the real answer was, I don't know. Though it has caught up to us. It's as dumb as we were before we invented the smartest thing in the world. But I do like AI. I use AI all the time. We all do. I don't use it for this. Cannot do this. What I'm doing now, it's not.
Yes, it will one day.
You actually have to be a little dumb to do this. And you can't teach dumb. It's just a gift. But I like AI because I feel that it just feels appropriate to our time. We got to a point where we went, why am I still thinking? Why isn't there a thing that thinks? Do I have to think of everything? We don't want to do anything. Don't pedal your bike. Let the battery do it.
That's right.
Yeah. The only place you ever go is the drugstore to get more Ozempic.
More Ozempic.
So it seems like you're dieting and you appear athletic without a thought in your head.
It was flex maxing was I was trying to think of making yourself like Jerry Seinfeld there from here. Anyway, Pete's back. He'll be back with us again tomorrow as long as he can go. He's recuperating from major surgery. Jeff's on the board. Flounder's here, and of course it's only the Kimmer.
Welcome back, Pete. We're glad you're back.
Absolutely. And he's looking better. I mean, he lost a little weight, and that's not the best way to do it. But anyway, it's
one way to do it.
It's very good to have him back among the fold here. In the meantime, boys, we'll do it all over again tomorrow. And Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Look out, her. Stand by.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 1.
Boosting energy production. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump using emergency powers as gas prices rise.
The president is invoking the Defense Production Act to boost domestic petroleum production and deploy large-scale energy infrastructure to expand LNG transmission and coal power generation. The executive orders come as Americans continue to pay high gas prices. President Trump and other administration officials say the oil market will stabilize and gas prices rapidly fall once the war in Iran is over and the critical Strait of Hormuz is reopened. Iran has severely limited access to the waterway where about 20% of the global oil supply transits. In response, President Trump has ordered a naval blockade, preventing any vessel from sailing to or from Iranian ports in the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. This is House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries accuses Pentagon